Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so I'm back. It seemed like I get so much, I don't get nothing back. I really thought it was love, but you're so fucking whack. Always get caught up in love, but I am done with that. I can't get caught up in love, so now I'm, flexing on my exes and my Model X. Pretty little, skinny, little bitty body Model X. Some of y'all ain't never had no real bitch and it shows. I keep it 100 from my head down to my toes. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the move. Touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. I need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Don't dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. I'm fucking with you, don't know how to love me. I'm dealing with you, so I'm back, bitch. Back on my pussy, back on my dish, you in the studio. Back on tequila, back on the strippers, all the groupie hoes. This could get ugly, I'm petty, I want you bad out of smoke. I'm coming crazy, baby, baby, one thing that you should know. Little baby, bounce back, act like you a stranger, Memory loss, I play it like that. Call your boys, I'm getting about that. Faded up to 42, quarters too important. Blue dream inside the roll up, hold up. Watch me go up, leave me so stuck. I'm back and I'm better thing. They one bitch on my level, ain't no question. I'm a legend, baby. Don't ever forget it. Know you see me rolling in this rose gold, so cold. Oh no, I can't fuck with lanes like you no more. Back up on the scene, out here acting foolish like I'm 17. I just bought a new whip, don't need gasoline. I just think you're new, bitch, boosted my self-esteem. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so I'm back, bitch. Flex on my legs, in my Model X. Flex on my legs, in my Model X.
See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm near you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm near you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. Baby, I don't know why you're treating me so bad. You said you love me, don't wanna find me, and I was all you had. And all my heart is beating for you, and I can't stop crying. I don't know how I allow you to treat me this way, and still I stay. See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm near you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm near you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. Baby, I don't know why you wanna do me wrong. See, when I'm home, I'm all alone, and you are always gone. Boy, you know I really love you, I can't deny. I can't see how you could bring me to so many tears after all these years. See, my days are cold without you. My days, and though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. See, my days are cold without you. Without you, without you, I keep on running back to you. I trusted you, I trusted you. So sad, what love will make you do. All the things that we accept, be the things that we regret. So all of my ladies, hear me, come on, sing with me. See, when I get the strength to leave you, always tell me that you need me. And I'm weak cause I believe you, and I'm mad because I love you. say that we falling off lately. Maybe we just ain't been on the same page. In my mind, I'm done fighting it. In your heart, you keep trying. The truth is not hiding. That's just the way we are. But can't say you love me when it's like that. Can't say I love you when it's like that. If it was new, it won't be like that. To everybody else, it would just all be bad. But I love when we make up like that. And you love it when I make you mad. But maybe we just love like that. Yeah, maybe we just love like that. Times I don't want you around. You do something to make me smile. And it's hard for me to try to doubt this feeling. Yeah, we could just walk away. Yeah, we could just stay away. The things I love about you, I can't change. No, 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 no. In my mind, I'm done fighting it. In your heart, you keep trying. And the truth we done hiding. That's just the way we are. Can't say you love me when it's like that. Can't say I love you when it's like that. If it was new, it won't be like that. To everybody else, it would just all be bad. But I love when we make up like that. And you love it when I make you mad. But maybe we just love like that. Yeah, maybe we just love like that. Can't say you love me when it's like that. Like that. But I love it when we just like that. Well, maybe we just love like that. Yeah, maybe we just love like that. Can't say you love me when it's like that. Can't say I love you when it's like that. If it was new, it won't be like that. To everybody else, it will just all be mad. But I love when we make up like that. And you love it when I make you mad. But maybe we just love like that. Yeah, maybe we just love like that.
Niggas ain't getting no money, tell them quit that cap. Niggas ain't getting no money, tell them quit that capping. Yeah. He need to be relaxing, he need to do your taxes. Yeah. We went triple platinum, don't wanna hear no nagging. Made it happen. Young and out there, bottom money, made it happen. I don't wanna make no friends, put me to my hands. Who we think he is in that brand new Should've knew I was coming, just still a young and I knew I'd give me some money. Know I turn nothing to something, I look at your cousin, the youngest, he's me and running. And I promise to keep it 100, keep it 100. You see me down in the house, so you got that respect me. Fuck you, give me my check, please. Young and chasing dreams, reaching for the stars. I had it all. But now I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. Richer than I've ever been, richer than ever. Whipping a Tesla, cars, hoes, etc. Hit them with pressure. My niggas won't let up. Tell them niggas to catch up. Wake up, got $1 million in diamonds that sit on the dresser. Run up that check now, flexing my muscles, I feel like cause we come from nothing to rollies and plaques. Fake love, it was holding them back. Flashbacks while you pouring the yacht. Since a young nigga, he just wanted to shot. Used to daydream about thumbing through racks. He tuck and get cold in the right. Tears fall while he loading the strap. Seen it all, he just wanna relax. I'm richer than I ever been. Put my heart before the bag, worst shit I ever did. Gave you a second chance and you laugh again. Remember days I used to wonder will we ever win. Young been chasing dreams, reaching for the stars. See all you can be, either you gon' starve. I get out that bottom, but he beat the odds. You lie, had it all. I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. Yeah, I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. Ever been. He richer than he ever been. Ever
Cups of the rose, bitches in my old phone. I should call one and go home. I've been in this love too long. The woman that I would try is happy with a good guy, but I've been drinking so much, I'ma call her anyway and say, fuck that nigga that you love so bad. I know you still think about the times we had. I say fuck that nigga that you think you found. And since you picked up, I know he's not around. I'm just saying you can do better. Tell me, have you heard that lately? I'm just saying you can do better. And you'll start hating only if you make it. Cups of the XO. All my people been here. I see all of my friends here. Guess she don't have the time to kick it no more. Flights in the morning. What you doing that's so important? I've been drinking so much that I'ma call you anyway and say, fuck that nigga that you love so bad. I know you still think about the times we had. I say fuck that nigga that you think you found. And since you picked up, I know he's not around. I'm just saying you can do better. Tell me, have you heard that lately? I'm just saying you can do better. And I'll start hating only if you make me. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for a nigga so cheap. Being flex OD, sex OD. You got it, girl, you got it. Hey. You got it, girl, you got it. Yeah. Pretty little thing, you got a bag and now you wildin'. You just took it off the line, no mileage. Wait, they hitting you, the DM looking violent. Talking while you come around and not excited. Through the Cooper 17, no guidance. You be staying low, but you know what the price is. They ain't never got you know it being modest. Poppin' shit, it only cause you know you poppin', yeah. You got it, girl, you got it. Hey. take your spotlight. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do. Because I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grassland side by side. You could be my baby, let me make you my lady. Girl, you amaze me, ain't gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be my love. So don't give away my love. So don't give away my love. So don't give away. Ain't another woman that can take your spot, my love. So don't give away my love. So don't give away my love. So don't give away. Ain't another woman that can take your spot, my love.
Hold to the shining stars, big tip. Get a lot of haystack gang in the city.
Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Y'all, what is today? Is today Thursday already? I think it is. That's a shame. Happy Thursday, y'all. Hey, K Shell. Hey, yours truly. Hey, ask questions. Hey, Miss Margie. Hey, Heathen. Heathen, you want to hit the link? If you can. I don't know where your brother's at, honey. Hey, Miss Georgia girl. Hey, Lady Marie. Who else we got in the house? In the building? Hey, Sanjia. Good to see you, boo. Hey, Miss Gloria. Hey, E. Brooks. Hey, Candy Corn. I think I got everybody, y'all. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Yes. Okay, listen. I'm gonna drop the link one more time for anybody that wants to come up and join in on the convo. But we gotta catch up, y'all. We are behind, and it's all my fault. I apologize for that, but y'all, yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on with this case here. And so I'm gonna try to get caught up today as much as I can. Hey, Lady Marie, girl, y'all come on in. I hope it's a beautiful day where y'all at, because it is gorgeous here. Okay. Thank you, Come Create. Y'all be sure to support the channel. This channel is monetized, so you can send super chats, you can send super stickers, and you can also support the Cash App or the PayPal. Okay. And please be sure to hit the like button. All right. So with that being said, y'all, we're gonna get into it. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the autopsy results, which came out a couple of days ago. Okay, Heathen, came out a couple of days ago. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go in order as to this information and how in the order that it came out. So a couple of days ago, I want to say here, it might have been, it was either the end of last week or the beginning of this week where the autopsy results were released, and the family ended up doing another press conference after they were released. So we're gonna get into this short video explaining the autopsy results, and then we're gonna get into the the news conference that the family put on with Ben Crump. Okay, yeah, cause y'all know Ben gonna do them press conferences, baby. If he don't do none of them, so let's get into it, y'all. Let me play. Let me get my let's do this first. And since I'm up here by myself, I might as well make it big. Let's see. Okay. So it looked like they were released last week on Friday. All right, so let's get into them, y'all.
The autopsy report has been released for Sonia Massey, the black woman from Illinois who was shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy inside her home after she called 911 for help. It concludes the 36-year-old mother of two died from a gunshot wound to the head. Earlier this week, the coroner said her death was a homicide. Body camera video shows deputies responding to Massey's house after she called about a possible intruder. Massey is heard in the footage asking officers, quote, "Please don't hurt me." Shots were fired after she picked up what appears to be a pot of boiling water from her stove. The family says Massey was unarmed. Deputy Sean Grayson was fired and has pleaded not guilty to charges, including first-degree murder. He was arrested and remains in custody. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa has been following this story. So, Maggie, the family and their lawyer, who is prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump, did speak about these autopsy results just a short time ago. What did they say?
They said they're absolutely guttings in Clay, as we expected, but they also said it shows something really clear, and that not just that Sonia Massey, according to the coroner, was shot in the head, but that she was shot in her left eye, specifically her lower left eyelid. And the autopsy results show the bullet actually traveled downward and exited the base of her neck. And what they say that means is that, and we appear to see this in the body camera video of the shooting, Sonia Massey was shot at a downward trajectory. You see her kind of drop to the ground and seem to cower when the deputy initially draws his weapon, and she stayed on the ground in the moments before she was shot. And so you can see Crump pointing it out there. They say that clearly shows that they say this was an abuse of power and that this was excessive, that the deputy was standing, she was crouching, and Sinclair, they say it's clear that she was not a threat in that moment.
Yeah, the details are just difficult to hold in this story. Maggie, NBC News, of course, has been digging through Sheriff's Department personnel files on that former deputy, Sean Grayson. Right. We learned new details about his time at a previous sheriff's office he worked for. Tell us more about that. And also, have we heard from Sean Grayson?
We have not heard from Sean Grayson via his attorney. He's in custody. His attorney's not commenting. Our digital team has done a lot of digging on this. And basically what we found is that he has worked at 6 law enforcement agencies since 2020, largely in central Illinois, where this happened. The one that he was at prior to the Sangamon County Sheriff's Department is Logan County. And records show that he had 2 reports or claims against him of misconduct, of abuse of power, and basically inappropriate behavior during an arrest. We have to be clear, those were later found to be unfounded complaints against him, and he left that department in good standing. We've also, though, uncovered that prior to working in law enforcement, he served in the Army for 2 years and was discharged, according to one document, for misconduct. During that time in the Army, he pleaded guilty twice to driving under the influence of alcohol. So the family says, looking at this past, looking at how many jobs he had in the last 4 years, looking at those allegations.
Thank you, Heathen, for that link. Thank you, Miss Margie. Good morning, Truth and Family. I couldn't wait to get back in this courtroom. Oh, and this coffee is good. Thank you. Mine too, Miss Margie. I'm drinking my second cup, girl. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Ms. Margie. I appreciate you, boo. All right.
Really believe that he never should have been hired in the first place. Here is what Crump had to say about this earlier today.
Were there red flags missed? And should he have been hired in the first place by the Sheriff's Department? Those questions only get louder.
Now, the Sangamon County Sheriff has put out several statements condemning Grayson's actions during the shooting. He's been fired from his job, but we've asked specifically and explicitly about these allegations that he should have never been hired, that he had a checkered past, essentially, according to the family. The sheriff has yet to respond to those questions and to those allegations specifically, but we'll keep trying. Once again, Sean Grayson has pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder, and his lawyers in Clay is not commenting at this time.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and
all right, y'all. So
top stories on the NBC News.
Hey.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good.
You good? Okay. We just got. How long you been? Because I know you was backstage. I wasn't looking at my screen, but so what we got into first is, of course, the autopsy results being released. Have you read over anything on them?
Just what was kind of put out there that they didn't render any aid, and she lived for so many minutes after. She was alive until transported, is what they're basically saying. But it's hard for them to tell. They're doing it by mostly like blood accumulation, the lungs, the stomach, and stuff like that.
She lost a lot. She lost a lot of blood. It was a lot of blood on that. Yeah.
Well, understand that the blood doesn't stop flowing until your heart stops.
Stop pumping, right?
Once your heart stops pumping, it's just basically gravity is what's making the blood flow after that. But as long as your heart's pumping, the blood will continue to flow strong. But once the heart stops, it's mostly gravity that causes blood to exit the body. Right. So they're just basing it on what they see as far as like accumulation in her lungs or in her stomach or whatever.
Right.
If there's a lot, then that means her heart was pumping for a while.
I would say for at least, well, looking at the body count footage, you can't really tell for real, but it was for a minute.
The other thing is the paramedics are trying to render aid, and that means something was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't trying to resuscitate.
And we heard her. Like we heard her. Yeah.
Well, the gurgling goes on for a while.
Wow.
But they weren't trying to resuscitate her. They were trying to control the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Which means her heart did not stop, because the only time they go to resuscitation is when the heart stops. So the heart must have still been going because they were trying to contain the bleeding.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm pulling up now. We're gonna listen to the press conference that I'm gonna find which one, because it was so many, but it was one in particular I wanted to. Ben, they did a press conference after those results were released, so we're gonna get into that. Let's see. It was one in particular I wanted to. It's the thing with this stuff; it be so many, you don't know what. But it was one. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the PDF of her autopsy.
You wanna? Oh, that's what that. So what does it say, D Truth?
Let's see.
That you had already stated.
The official autopsy. This is the actual PDF of the official autopsy. Looks like it's only it's 6 pages long. The body is examined at Memorial Medical Center in Springfield. The body received in a body bag sealed with a coroner's tag. A coroner's band on the right wrist confirms identity. Photographs and radiology of the head are taken. When first viewed, the body is clad in a pair of pink shorts and a pair of white shorts. Beneath the body are previously cut white nightgown and previously cut white tank top. Loose in the body bag are a cutaway pair of gray pajamas, pants. So they're just saying what evidence they concealed in the body bag itself.
Mm-hmm.
You get down to here. The body is that of a well-developed, well-nourished Black woman whose appearance is compatible with the stated age of 36, 112 pounds, 64 inches. There's good preservation of the absence of bombing. The body is cold, rigid, and fully developed. Posterior liberty is partially fixed. I don't want to get too graphic.
Yeah, that's what I said. You read over it while I play this. Skip over it while I play this, and then you can point out what you want to point out, because I know it's.
Oh, they listed injury.
Yeah, basically what I wanted from that was like how many gunshot wounds, where did and we heard it on that little clip we just listened to about where the bullet went in and where it came out. But she did have three. Did she have 3 gunshot wounds?
That's it's a gunshot wound of the head and minor blunt force injuries of the right leg.
Where that came from?
It's when she probably fell.
She didn't fall that hard because she ducked.
I think she banged into something.
It may have been from that hot water.
Yeah, it did exit her neck.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the associated injuries: swelling of the soft tissue of the area left side of the jaw, side of the posterior. hemorrhage on the surface of the right temporal lobe. The direction of the bullet is front to back.
That's what I wanted to talk about too. They are stating that the way the bullet went in her and exited, and she was at a not a kneeling position, but she was at a stooping down.
Yeah, she was. Well, they showed it when he came around the counter. She was getting up, and the angle of the bullet is shot down.
Right. I kept telling y'all when we was watching that. I said she had her hands in the air and she was going down, like she was going down when he shot. I saw that. Well, you read over that. We're gonna listen to the and you can stop me at any time while we're listening to this press conference, but we're gonna get into this press conference. This is the press conference they put on y'all after those results were released. Please be sure to hit the like button. Don't forget the like button, okay? Thank y'all so much for being here. Here we go. I think I got to fast forward.
No, let's keep moving because we got
Morning. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Teresa Haley with Haley and Associates Envisions 1908. Today is a sad day. You've been here before. We're here to talk about the results of the autopsy. I am so grateful to have Attorney Ben Crump with us. But as I watch the video again, I have to reiterate, Black women are under attack. We fear for our lives as well. Again, we used to tell our sons, our husbands, our nephews, the men in our lives to be careful and what to do when you're stopped by the police. Now we have to tell ourselves, our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our cousins. As I watched the video, I thought, this is not murder. This is an assassination. Judge for yourself. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our very esteemed Attorney Benjamin Crump.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Teresa Haley, for helping this family and helping the community in these very difficult times. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Natalie Jackson, Attorney Paul Greenkey, and Attorney Jennifer Hightower. We have the honor of representing the family of Saul.
Thank you, Ma'am Margie. Truth, you're going to cover the story about that 12-year-old who unalived her. Yes, the one with I got it saved. The one with I think it was suffocation, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Miss Margie, I am. And we also going we still covering that story that involves Miss Monica's family. So yeah. Thank you, Miss Margie. I appreciate you. If we don't start it, because today is Thursday, Miss Margie. If we don't start it tomorrow, we'll definitely start it next week. Okay.
Present with us today is her son, Malachi Massey, her uncle, Raymond Massey, as well as his daughter, Shadia Massey. Also with me, and Ms. Haley is Cliff Jones, who's going to assist me today as we talk about the results of the autopsy. Before we do that, I want to also talk about an update as we continue to probe and find out all the reasons why this tragedy happened, leading up before the killing, and the aftermath of the killing. We talked about how the family wanted a thorough investigation as to why they didn't know until 24 hours later that the person who had shot Sonia Massey was a law enforcement official. Why weren't they told that from the very beginning when they showed up asking who did this? Malachi talked about how he was on the phone with the hospital officials, and he kept asking, they kept saying somebody shot her in her face, and told him in graphic detail at 5 o'clock in the morning what happened to his mother, but never told him who. Shadia and Jimmy went to the house at 6 a.m. that morning when law enforcement was all around. They kept asking the questions, who did this? What happened? nobody told them that it was the sheriff's deputy, Sean Grayson, who had shot her in the face. They seemed to be led to believe that it was some prowler or something, because they started asking questions. Every time they would ask questions, they would be given questions. What was the history between her and the neighbor? And so it was troubling. So we wanted investigation. And I say we, the family, passionately wanted an investigation into that there, because they are suspicious of everybody and everything. Wouldn't you be if this happened to your daughter, your mother? And then we talked with the Department of Justice because we want to know more about the history of this sheriff's deputy who so flagrantly and senselessly shot and killed Sonia Massey with no remorse, no humanity after he did it, evidenced by the video. People contacted our office since we've had the press conferences, Teresa, and this is why we continue to try to fight not only in the court of law, but in the court of public opinion, because we know we have to fight to get justice. We don't assume that it's just gonna happen for Black people in America. Even when we got all the evidence in the world, all the visual evidence in the world, we still don't take it for granted. We know the lessons of Laquan McDonald and how the officer got a slap on the wrist, even though that evidence was on video, ocular proof of the crime. And we have been made aware that there were some unsubstantiated allegations of excessive force by this officer, allegedly, on 2 occasions. One African-American who received injuries from allegedly a tasing, but regrettably, before the findings were concluded, the individual wouldn't cooperate because apparently he was dealing with the criminal charges. And so he apparently didn't trust the system to do right by him. So we know that that individual is not considering coming forward. Even though you have to understand, a lot of people, a lot of minorities in America don't come forward for many reasons. They don't call the police for many reasons, because things normally don't turn out good for us when we call the police. Obviously, Sonia Massey is exhibit 1, but we're hoping and encouraging him to come forward and tell what happened with his interaction with Deputy Sean Grayson. And then the other individual we know is out there. We don't know what this situation is, but apparently they also complained about excessive, unnecessary force inflicted by the deputy. And the question really goes back to what Sonia's father, Mr. Weirburn, said. Well, the 2 DUIs, with the reprimand from the Army over serious misconduct, with the 6 different law enforcement agencies in 4 years, with whatever answers he answered in the questionnaires when he was interviewing for the job. When you asked about why did you leave this department, why did you resign from this, were there red flags missed? And should he have been hired in the first place by the sheriff's department? Those questions only get louder. You know, Malachi and Cliff Jones and us, we asked that question, you know, DUI guilty convictions? How do you even have a driver's license? Much less getting a job as a sheriff's deputy. Many questions to be answered. And so we will be sending the formal letter to the Department of Justice with those things that we have been made aware of. And they have promised the family that they will work with the local agencies and they will try to get answers to all of these allegations of other instances of excessive force. And before you hear from Uncle Raymond Massey and Shadia Massey, and finally from Malachi Massey, we want to take a few minutes to go over the autopsy report, because I think it's important. And Teresa, I'll tell you when to turn it over. And you all, I want to thank State Attorney John Heiser for making sure he got the autopsy to the family for transparency, and that he's providing it to you all. Even though the family takes great exception with the Sheriff's Department, they have been very grateful that Mr. Millheiser's office has tried to be very transparent and very respectful to them as victims. And so he made sure that this autopsy report was released, and it should give you a lot of the things, answer a lot of the questions that you all asked previously. The biggest thing on the autopsy are the findings, and we will go through those. The conclusion is based on the information available to me and on the autopsy findings. It is my opinion that Sonia Massey, a 36-year-old Black woman, died as a result of a gunshot wound to the head. And then it goes on to in more detail, and it says the gunshot wound of the head. A, the entrance was beneath the left eye. The injury, proliferation of the left internal subra. I'm looking at this word because I know so it's not subdural artery, but it's an artery that is the blood vessel right beneath her eye. The exit, posterior left surface of the upper neck. Associated injuries, skull fracture, subdural hemorrhages. Direction, front to back, downward and slightly right to left. Range, no soot or gunpowder stippling on the skin. If you could turn it over. And I would tell you, they have an anatomical model that is very important. Here, obviously, we have Sonia Massey with her beautiful smile. But you have, as they said, the injury right beneath the left eye. And then they talk about how the exit is posterior left surface of the upper neck, below the ear, below her hairline. Now, why this is so significant, is it confirms that
Good morning, Ms. Ann.
Sean Grayson shot in a downward trajectory. He shot in a downward trajectory. This autopsy findings, coupled with the video where we see her ducking, saying, "Sorry, sir, sorry." He shot when she's making a motion coming up. That's how downward trajectory. And you see on the video his arm. He aims down. He literally aims down. You see his arms braced in a downward trajectory. And we know that he walked 2 to 3 steps to his right, out away from the counter, where it was, we believe, from objective observation, to get a better shot at Sonia Massey. And when Sonia Massey was staring at the barrel of his gun, we see on the video what she did. She stooped down and said, "Sorry, sorry." And we believe that the bullet, the shot, was shot while she was in a stooping position coming up. And that's how you get the downward trajectory. And the autopsy confirms, I already knew on the video, that this was just a senseless, unnecessary, excessive use of force. Completely unnecessary. Certainly not justified. I mean, how can you justify this? She's all of 5'1", 110 pounds. He's approximately 6'5" tall, approximately 260 pounds. Completely excessive. Completely excessive. And so we will continue to provide you updates, evidence as we get it, because we're not taking for granted that America won't see Sonia Massey like Deputy Sean Grayson saw her. We want to make sure that America sees her as a human being worthy of dignity and respect and consideration. We don't take it for granted. Your actions speak so loud, we need not hear your words. And until we get a conviction and a sentence, we will continue to keep our foot on the gas and full steam ahead and fighting for justice for Sonia Massey. Full steam ahead. We understand far too often, especially as it relates to Black women in America, there's not equal justice. There's not equal justice. And just like Sonia Massey said, and I continue to use her words, until this discriminatory criminal justice system gives full justice for the death of Sonia Massey, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Justice for Sonia Massey. Justice for Sonia Massey. Justice for Sonia Massey.
Justice for Sonia Massey.
At this time, you will hear from Uncle Raymond Massey, Mr. Wilburn, her father, Ms. Donna, her mother couldn't be with us.
D-True, did you hear? I walked out for a minute, but I could still hear it. I didn't hear him mention the other. So she only shot that one time?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Only one bullet wound and exit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Today, and I really appreciate Malachi being here. This is very emotional. Even seeing these pictures, even though he hasn't been able to watch the video, because that's his mama. You can't. Who wants to see their mother get killed like an animal? But even this was emotional for him. But he understood why we have to do it so we can get justice for his mother. So we're going to hear from Raymond Massey, and he's going to talk to you about the families continuing to struggle in these difficult times as they fight for justice. And then we're going to have his daughter talk to you. Mr. Raymond.
Thank you. I wanted to tell you that I loved Sonia very much. She was a beautiful Black queen. She is the only family member that me and my wife was talking last night about. I've never once seen her angry or mad. She was always full of love, and she loved her kids and God. I call my sister Donna, Malachi, Summer, and their parents daily. And it hurts me so bad that the last time I spoke with Malachi, he had told me he finally got a little rest, and that was just the day before yesterday. And I can tell you that his sister is having nightmares to the point where we have to check the room. That just makes me so angry to see my family hurt as they do. It was so hard. It's hard for me to see my daughter and my nephew had to go in the house and clean up blood. And that just hurts me to see my family hurt. And after what Attorney Crump had talked about the autopsy, that is exactly why he needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. Thank you very much, Mr. Massey. Now you will hear from Shadia Massey, who is her first cousin, Raymond's daughter. And even though she has 3 other sisters, she was raised with Shadia, and they were like sisters. And Shadia was the first family member to arrive at the scene. And obviously the emotion of seeing your sister, blood everywhere, and how she tried to clean the blood up. So Malachi and Summer, her children, wouldn't have to see their mother's blood when they came in the house to get their clothes. So Shadia Master will try to speak to you from the heart.
Hello. Sonya meant the world to me. I loved her so much. This tragedy has been too much on my family. Her kids, her daughter cannot sleep at night, y'all. She's in one household, I'm in another household. For her to go to the bathroom, she has to be on FaceTime with me. For her to get a drink of water, she has to call us before she get out of her bed. You know, this is the hardest thing that we have ever been through as a Massey. It just breaks my heart that our family has to go through this.
No, you're fine. Justice for Sonya Master. And finally, you'll hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified that his mother had been killed. And just as he explained to us what they told him, you see, was the findings at autopsy. So Malachi, if you would share what's on your heart.
Okay. Well, you know that they told me that my mom, you know, she got shot in her eye and it came out her neck or whatever. And I don't know, like I haven't been able to sleep for real. The only time I really feel comfortable sleeping is when I'm like just on the floor. I can't even sleep in my bed. Like, I don't know, like this is just, I really don't have words. Like I've been said, I don't have words for real for this. But the first night I don't go to my mother's house, this happens. How? Why? And I wonder if I was there, if he would have did anything to me. I don't know. For real. That's all I can say. She lives with her father. I live with my father.
And I would say this, up until just a few weeks, Malachi and Summer would stand with their mother. She was having mental illnesses, and they made the decision it was best that they said their father while she seeks help. And
Okay. So that explains the kids and why the kids weren't in the house that night. Because like I said, they both, even though he's 17, but I think the daughter's 15. He just said that up until 2 weeks before this happened, they did stay with their mom, but you know, she started having, I guess, episodes, right? So he was staying with his dad. The daughter was staying with her dad. And like I said, I can't remember which live I talked about it in, y'all, but when I watched the video, I could tell just from what I know about mental illness and seeing, you know, in real life, some people that are going through it or have gone through it. When they went into the house and I saw the condition of the house, right? And you know, before I watched the video, y'all had watched the video and y'all was telling me how, you know, hey Miss Lynn, good to see you. Y'all was saying how she was acting strange at the door, and it was already being said that, you know, something was off about her. I remember one of y'all saying something was off about her. And then when I watched the video, hey Linda G, thank you for joining. I remember everything y'all said when I was looking at the video and looking at the condition of the house, and I knew, like, I knew because it's a difference with a house and being. It's like what certain things were placed. Like I said, I paid attention to the fact that there was a trash can that's normally outside of a house, inside the house. Also, it was like she had dining room chair. Well, I know at least one I saw, a dining room chair inside the kitchen, like right by the sink. You know, it was just certain things. It was just certain things were placed in that house that let me know that, you know, she was suffering from mental illness. And so I guess 2 weeks before this happened, she started having episodes. She started going through, and she was seeking help, according to what the family been saying. And so the kids went and stayed with their dads, I guess, while, you know, she tried to get herself together. So that explains the keys, y'all, and why they wasn't in the house. And he just said something about that was the first night that he had not went over to see her. That particular night. Wait a minute, somebody had typed something in the chat. When law enforcement go to jail, Are they confined? Miss Ann, yeah, I don't know if they stay like, yeah, like I think when they go to jail, and maybe D True can answer a little bit better than me, but I think when they go to jail, they are in segregation or whatever you want to call it, in a hole or whatever you call it, where they're not in general population. Now, how it works when they go to prison, I don't know.
It's requested by his attorney to be separated from the rest of them, and it has to be granted. So they have to give the circumstances of why you shouldn't be in general population, but it's just a separate population, and they only get to mingle with themselves over there. But again, some of them are confined to a single cell, and then they're allowed to go outside for a certain amount. It's different in each prison, but it's not an automatic thing. You have to actually request it. Request it from the prison board, and then the prison board decides whether you're going to be separated from the general population, which basically just means it's a single cell. Instead of going to a housing facility, which has many different beds, or even a multi-cell facility where you have two in each room, it's a single cell area, and they basically stay in their single cell.
Just can't say Miss Ann in prison don't matter if confined. If they want to, they will get to them. Hey, just count. She should. I agree, Miss Margie, that she shouldn't have been living by herself. I also agree with the fact that the kids, or respect the fact that the kids were living with their dads. If she was, trying to get help for what she was going through. Now, I don't. I don't think she should have been living by herself either. But families have different things going on, and I'm pretty sure it's a reason why nobody wasn't living with her. I don't know. My bad, truth. Oh, that's okay. How you doing today, Miss Linda? Okay. Shouldn't have. We won't need. You know what? I'm gonna let that go. All right. So let's continue to listen. Let's continue to listen.
That both of them were going every day to check on their mother, be with their mother. And the first time I talked to Malachi, he was so distraught because he said, because I was working, this is the first day I didn't get to her, and this happens. And then the only other thing, Malachi, you may want to tell them is, you think law enforcement came there earlier that day?
Okay, it was an incident that happened earlier that day, and I talked to two officers or whatever, and I believe that it's the same officer that shot my mother. I talked to his partner first, then the second officer. That's the one that I think the one that did that. I talked to them, and they told me that because she was driving herself to the hospital or something. She wasn't even at the house when this was going on, but she was driving herself to the hospital. They told me that they were going to go there to help her, and then this happens.
So basically, he's saying he believes, and I guess maybe he didn't see the officer. He may have talked to him on the phone. I don't know, but he's saying he believes that the officers that showed up at her house earlier that day, or encountered her earlier that day, was the same officer that ended up unaliving her. Let me see. Let's listen again.
And the first time I talked to Malachi, he was so distraught because he said, because I was working, this is the first day I didn't get to her, and this happens. And then the only other thing, Malachi, you may want to tell them is, you think law enforcement came there earlier that day?
Okay, it was an incident that happened earlier that day, and
hold on, dude. Yeah.
You all right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get this troll out of my chat. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to pull up my chat. Damn, I don't have time for that. The hell you in the chat arguing with somebody for? Anyway, so listen, y'all, what he said about the officer.
I talked to 2 officers or whatever, and I believe that it's the same officer that shot my mother. I talked to his partner first, then the second officer. That's the one that I think the one that did that. I talked to them, and they told me that because she was driving herself to the hospital or something. She wasn't even at the house when this was going on, but she was driving herself to the hospital. They told me that they were going to go there to help her, and then this happens.
So she was seeking help because she.
That's
was
okay,
trying to
man.
get
You
help.
good?
And it's like Mr. Wilgorn said.
That's
she was
okay,
trying
y'all.
to
I
get
got
help. She needed a helping hand, not a.
So
bullet
y'all,
to the face.
all throughout that day, y'all, she was trying to get help. Like she knew that she was going through an episode. She knew, you know what I'm saying? She needed help.
It wouldn't have been the same officers though.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just going by what he said. He said
It
he
would have been a
believed, so that
different.
made me believe. He said, I believe, so that made me believe, you know, maybe he didn't see the officer, maybe talked to him on the phone. I don't know. But he just said he believed it was the same officer. I don't know.
It's a different shift.
Well, I mean, if it could have been, because see, night shift, I think police. Well, I know here
starts at 7.
Right, and it's in it 12. Is it?
It's 12 hours. 4
It's
days.
12 hours, I think.
Yeah, 12 hours. 12 hours, 4 days a week.
Didn't she come from the hospital that same? Yeah, me and Margie. Yeah, because they, you know, people say they saw the armband. I never, each time I watch it, I forget to do the armband because it's just, you know. But yeah. So, but see, this is the thing, D. True. So this was like at 1 a.m. So the officer for the night shift.
She was killed at 1:47.
Yeah, that officer, that shift. Now I don't think it's 12 hours for police here. I'm thinking about hospital personnel. I don't think
they do the same. They kind of do the same thing, but you're not out up because you know you're writing reports and blah 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 things like
right.
that. So
right,
you know, but they wouldn't have you out because that's more than 12 hours. Now, I'm not thinking, she wouldn't have gone to the hospital like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I don't know. I guess in order to really determine it, we will have to know where she had that other encounter. Hey, Merle. I heard on another channel it was the same officers. Hey, Merle. Thank you for joining, sweetie. I don't know. But why would he think it was the same officer though? I wish he would be more specific about whether or not he saw the officer or maybe talked to the officer on the phone. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know the truth. But you're right about the shifts and it being different shifts and you know, I don't know. It's crazy. All right, here we go, yeah. I'm sure like and listen, y'all gotta remember we behind because these results came out the end of last week and we catching up and this other stuff that done come out since this right here. So maybe they know at this point. I'm interested to know if they're gonna talk about whether or not she had encountered that officer before. Because I'm sure that's being looked up, right, D True? I'm sure they're trying to.
Okay, so this just came out an hour ago. Sonia Massey's mom called 911 day before shooting.
And I got that recording too. Yeah. I got the phone call recording. Go ahead.
Yeah, to report daughter was having a mental breakdown.
So the mom called. The mom called earlier that day, right? Earlier that day.
So it's saying it's unclear whether the deputies who responded the next day knew about her mental health concerns.
Okay. So it wasn't the same day.
No,
you saying the next day.
She called.
The mom called the day before.
The day before, yes, the day before, and told them please don't hurt her, but she's having a breakdown right now.
Right. Okay.
So they're saying there's multiple 911 calls.
Now, I told you.
And see, that's the thing. Why wasn't that because you could put text on people's
They
numbers.
not gonna listen. This is what I know about these cops here and how they work. And the reason why I know so much about how calls and cops work when it comes to calls and stuff like that, because a lot of time they bring them people to the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't
So
want to deal. They don't want to deal with them. So basically,
no,
if
it's
you have
not
to,
that. It's that they don't want to deal with them, but also if they're having an episode, they have to bring them to the hospital. See, where I worked in the emergency room, they had this area called I'm gonna remember the name of the area, y'all, in a minute, but it's basically an area where they hold psych patients, right? That area is where they hold like psych patients where the cops have gone out to the home and they having an episode and they think they're a danger to themselves or others, and psych patients that has been the family has gone to court and signed paperwork for them to be committed, and the sheriff go out to the house and get them and they bring them to the emergency room, right? And then it's this section of the emergency room that's just for those patients. So this is the thing. When those cops would bring those people into the hospital, the dispatch would let the cops know, because see, you have to let the cops know what you're going into. Just like they let them know when it's a DV situation, because those situations are dangerous. Responding to people that's having mental health issues is dangerous. So
normally, if you go out the first time, if they come out
this
as
wasn't the first
if they come out
time.
as
This
yeah,
wasn't the first time,
I
Detroit.
know, but if I'm talking about in the same day, just like disturbances, loud noise or whatever, they tell you, look, if I come back out here, I'm gonna arrest you. So turn it down, cut it out. I don't want to hear any more problems. If I get another call from this place, I'm taking you in. They do the same thing for mental health people. They assess the situation. If they don't deem them to be dangerous to themselves or others, they say, look, I don't want to come back out here. So do you need me? They'll ask, do you need me to take you to the hospital? And if they say no, well, they'll say, okay, if I come back out here, I'll take you to the hospital. 2 calls to the same place is almost unheard of. It doesn't happen. If someone goes to the same place twice, somebody is getting arrested or taken to the hospital. One of the two.
Hey, Room Shaker, good to see you. All right, let's listen to some more.
That's right.
She just needed those officers to extend an ounce of humanity, not to kill her. And like we said, mental illness is real. You all may have family members who are struggling with their mental health. They deserve compassion and consideration, not excessive, unjustified force, like we saw in that video. So we continue to try to say that Sonia Massey, life matters. She did, man, when you hear Malachi talk about what kind of mother she was, she worked overtime to help him get a car and everything so he can get a job, how she talked to him about balancing budgets and
Once they go to the hospital, Ms. Margie, once they go to the hospital, there is a certain amount of time they'll hold them and they'll assess them. Now, every time a mental patient goes to the hospital, doesn't mean they're going to be held. It's certain ways that they assess them and they determine whether or not they need to be held, right? So apparently
it all goes back to danger. Are they a danger to
that's
themselves?
what it's called, E. Bruce, observation. You talking about the room? No, the side of the hospital that I was thinking of, not the hospital, the ER, is called psych holding. It's called psych holding, psychiatric holding. That's where they put them, and they assess them and everything like that.
It's a room with glass windows. It's got a bed in there, and
no, you're thinking about an actual facility. What I was talking about is a section of the emergency room. They don't have no windows there. They don't have no windows. In fact, they don't have. It's nothing in there but a bed. They have. They don't have anything in the room basically because they don't want them to harm themselves or hurt themselves or anything like that. And there's definitely no windows.
Well,
But
they usually skip the emergency room and take them right up to the 6th floor, where they keep most of them. But they have observation rooms up there, like for the new patients. And the funny thing is, they face each other. These rooms, there's 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and they just look at each other.
my thing is, if she went to the hospital that day. Now I don't know if she went to the hospital that day the mom called, or she actually went to the hospital the day she passed. But if she went to the hospital the day the mom called and was out that next day, then they may have held her for a couple of hours, I don't know, and then released her. But they, just because they go to the hospital doesn't mean they're gonna, actually admit them into the hospital. There has to be certain circumstances for them to keep them or hold them. But for some reason she went, they saw her and she was back home. So yeah.
About trying to work and be responsible. I mean, she was doing her best to be a person who helped people in the world, especially her children. She did not deserve this. She did not deserve this. So, Malachi, if you got anything else you want to know. Okay. Thank you so much, Malachi. We will try to take some of your questions if you have any.
So, I'm sorry, the Malachi was describing earlier on July 5th that there was a response that the same officers?
That he said he believes it was the same officers. That's why he believes they knew she had was struggling with her mental health.
And she had driven herself to the hospital for treatment?
She had patient, yes.
She had not been in an inpatient program, she was under doctor's care?
Yeah, well, Mr. Wilborn said it, remember the other person, how she was trying to get consultation because she was struggling with her mental health.
So,
yes, sir.
Malachi believes that the officers went to his mom's house earlier
that day,
the day before July 5th. Right?
Yes, July 5th.
July 5th. And do we know why they went to the house?
No, some incident happened. She was on her way to the hospital when she was talking to Malachi. But you talked to the officers too.
Yeah, I talked to them and I was letting them know what was going on. I really don't know what happened before I got there, but I just know that I talked to them and let them know what's wrong with my mother.
So you talked to one of the officers by phone?
No, in person, face to face. Yes, it was at my house.
You were at the house
yeah.
at the same time visiting your mom?
And she drove herself to the hospital because I don't know why she did, but she drove herself to the hospital. When I got there, it was just the police there. My mother called me before all of this happened, and she told me the police was there. And when I got to her house, she wasn't there. She was calling me, telling me that she's driving herself to the hospital, and they were outside of the house.
So you don't know who called 911 called?
So she drove herself to the hospital after the encounter with the police, right, that day?
And you told them about her struggle with mental health.
Yeah, and I just tried to, like, the whole week, like before all of this happened, I've been trying to get her in a mental health. We actually did get her in a mental health place in St. Louis, but they let her come back. I don't know why though. Why would they let her come back so soon? I don't know.
Thank you.
See, I ain't know none of this. Hey, Greg, good to see you, baby. Miss Ann said, "Truth, my friend works with special needs child, and you're right, they can send." Yeah, they can. They have a sixth sense. So the truth, so she had gone to a mental hospital in St. Louis, and they sent her back home.
This lawsuit is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh my God!
As we speak, from the police department to the city. Now remember, the city has already condemned the shooting. The police department has already condemned the shooting.
Right.
Now, they're looking for who dropped the ball. Did the hospital drop the ball by letting her come home, even though she was under distressed, under distress? So this lawsuit's getting bigger, bigger, bigger. The city is already ready to settle because they've already said this. No, we distance ourselves from him. We condemn what he did. So the city is ready to settle. But now you're looking at the hospital.
The hospital she was released from that day, and also that mental institution.
Yes,
or
but
just the
that
hospital?
well, because again, if they ask her to sign herself out, she can sign herself out unless
If they
they
ask her to, why would they ask her to sign her? If they wanted her,
because
if they felt like she could leave, they would discharge her. The
but
only way
that's
she
what I'm
would sign
saying.
herself out is if she
If she
left
wants to
AMA against medical advice.
Yes, and that's what you got to see because you don't know the circumstance. She may want to go home. I want to go home, and they can't hold you. They just
Well,
say,
he
"Look,
just said with the mental,
stay."
he just said with the mental institution, they sent her home. He said, I don't know why they sent her home. Maybe if she did leave and she left AMA, maybe he just don't know. I don't know. But he said she was at the hospital in St. Louis and they sent her home. And he said, I don't know why they sent her home.
Well, hindsight, you're asking questions. But again, unless we can figure out, maybe she wasn't, exhibiting any kind of, stressors. You can't. Her insurance only pays for so much. Understand something. These people aren't being.
Come on, be true. We can't assume what
Yeah, but I'm just, all I'm saying is
one thing I can say though, D True, let me say that before you say what you say, okay? One thing I can say, if she didn't have any insurance, okay, because this is the thing. Now as far as the ER, you don't have to have any insurance going to the ER, and they can't deny you treatment, right? Now, as far as the mental institution or mental whatever they said that she went to in St. Louis, I don't know too many facilities, and there's somebody in this chat that can speak on it if she want to speak up. That's only if she want to speak up. That knows that with these mental institutions, a lot of times you have to have something unless you paying self pay. But and then too, let me tell you this: the type of insurance that you have, the type of insurance that you have, Ebros, and it's sad, the truth, but this is facts. I know. I worked in the billing department / insurance department of the hospital. Depending on the insurance you have, sometimes determines your care. I'm just keep it real. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Sometimes the type of insurance that you have, it actually determines your care. It's sad and it should be, but it's true. Cause see, and like it goes to what you was just finna say. Depending on the insurance you have,
and this is
determines your level of care.
Yeah, this is a facility. If it's a facility, and because again, the insurance, they have to put while they're there, they have to put, why are you holding her? Because I mean, it's not cheap. A stay over room will cost you close to $10,000 a day on some places. It's ridiculous. But again, if the insurance company says that you have to justify it, and some hospitals get creative, but some don't. And a lot of these mental institutions are stacked, and they're in there, and most of them are just like hanging around. Better insurance, the longer you stay.
I'm curious to know, and I don't know if it's gonna come out, but I really would like to know how long she was at that St. Louis place and why they sent her home. Because I honestly don't think she was a danger to others. I don't even think she was a danger to herself. But she was definitely going through something, and I don't think it's serious enough. I don't know, but it's sad to me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of patients that are suffering with mental illness, they have to be made, y'all. Listen, they have to be made to get help. Like literally, their family has to go to court, plead to the courts to sign them sign the paperwork to have them committed. A lot of time these people with mental, they don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to get help. They don't want to go to the mental facility, and they do everything in their power not to. But this lady, this woman, this beautiful woman, she wanted help. She reached out for help. And somewhere down the line, she was failed. Like she was failed. I don't know if it was from the mental hospital, The regular hospital, she was definitely failed by the cops. It's just sad.
So it's the mother told them that she fears the police.
I can believe it. That's why she was standing there saying, "Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me."
It says that there was 2 emergency response calls were made from the home of Sonia Mason's. In a
That
third
same
call,
day.
Massey's mother reports that her daughter is suffering a mental breakdown and tell the dispatcher, "I don't want you guys to hurt her." She added that she fears the police and asked that no officer who is prejudiced be sent. In other calls, the mother asked them, "Don't send." So what she was saying is, "Do you have any black officers? Can you please send some black officers?" What she's basically saying. Because she says right here, fears the police and asked that no officer who is prejudiced be sent. In other calls, a woman calling for ad who doesn't identify herself says people want to hurt her, and a day later, a woman identifies herself and reports neighbors had hit her with a brick.
Could that explain that broken window?
It could. Maybe they threw something out her window.
Maybe she had been into it with the neighbors.
Well, she says, she identified herself. She doesn't identify herself on one call.
What you read?
I'm reading the report about what the mother called in. So it
Is
says,
that can you send that to me?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
So there is multiple calls from the resident. One call from the resident, she doesn't identify herself, but they know it's from the address. So she says that people are trying to hurt her. And
let me say this to Miss Ann. Medicaid to Miss Ann. Let's just say this: with Medicaid covers a lot, right? It does. It covers a lot. But the thing about Medicaid is there's limitations, right? When it comes to Medicaid, there's limitations. Medicaid, to me, to be honest, is probably just as good as having Blue Cross Blue Shield in some cases, in some situations. Because Medicaid does cover a lot, but Medicaid do have limitations. Like Medicaid have limitations as to how many days you are allowed as an inpatient in the hospital, or how many times you're allowed this procedure, or you can't have that procedure. Just like with any insurance, Medicaid has its limitations. But it's better to have Medicaid than nothing. And Medicaid is a good insurance. People think about Medicaid and they think that, it's not good because it's free. Like the people that apply and are eligible for Medicaid, they don't pay money for it. Okay. So people look at it as like, it's not as good as having like a Blue Cross Blue Shield. But actually, insurances have their limitations. All insurances have because with Blue Cross Blue Shield, certain procedures you need, they'll deny. You know what I'm saying? So it's just listen, the insurance game is tricky. And I'm just gonna say this, knowing what I know about the insurance as far as medical insurance, which I worked a lot of years in, and also had with car insurance and house insurance, any type of listen. My thoughts on insurance companies are they are the biggest legal criminals that I know. I just think the insurance game is just, but it is what it is. But
that's why there's certain medication they won't pay for.
Yeah, it's certain medications they won't pay for, and that ain't just with Medicaid. That's with
all
Blue
insurance.
Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare. Aetna, all of them. They all have their limit. Their limitations. Yeah, E. Bruce, that's right. All right, you wanted to go ahead and you it's something you want to say with that document you got? True.
So it's reading they're still determining whether Madison's history of mental hit were relayed to deputies responding to the call about the suspected prowler. So the fact that that's where the whole thing about the neighbor hit her with a brick, I think, comes into play. Because remember, they're going back now and they're looking. They're going back to look because remember on the radio he said, "Hey, is there any history of 1096?" So now they're going back and they're looking at the calls that were made from the house to them. The one about somebody's after her, the one about the neighbor hit it with a brick. All these things are coming into play, but they were available to him prior to this. You see, he should have radioed the station on the porch when he suspected that there might.
I don't even understand with all them calls that I don't understand. With all them calls that went out, the call from the mama the day before, the call that was earlier that day, I don't understand why these officers was not they were not alerted. I don't get it. Like maybe all police stations don't work the same. I just don't understand. It's like sending somebody into because she could have been manic. She could have been a danger, and to send them out there at that time of the morning, knowing what the history is at that address. I don't understand why he didn't know. Now we do know that after he did what he did, he immediately tried to cover it up. So he could have known and made that call with that body camera on to try to somewhat cover up what had happened. I don't know. But hold on, let me see what the chat's saying. I have witnessed. I've been a witness with having 11 kids, some with Medicaid, some with personal insurance. I definitely can tell you about the difference in treatment depending on the insurance. I definitely, Greg. Yes, it is a difference, and it is what it is. I seen it. I seen it.
Thanks. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
You had referenced two separate people that had use of force complaints that were never officially filed. Were those?
I think they were filed. They had no determination, is what we've been told.
But they were filed. And just I guess my question, were both of those for Sangamon County specifically, or were those at previous law enforcement jobs?
We think it was a previous law enforcement job. One of them was an African-American citizen. We don't know the other one, but we know that the allegations is that they reported them. They have contacted our office. One of them did tell us he was a black man and told us it's the same guy, and that he they end up charging him and stuff. He thinks they did that intentionally, and so apparently it's in his record that there were allegations made, but unsubstantiated. So we continue to try to get to the crux of that. The other individual called the office said that, they made a allegation, but nothing happened. And they didn't want to go further. They just prayed for the family and said, we had a run-in with him too.
So these were proactive calls from the people to you, not official. Okay.
Yeah, proactive calls.
What has DOJ told you? You told us the other day that they opened an investigation. They say we're monitoring, assessing, and following the criminal case.
Right. And subsequent to that, we have been told to try to send a formal inquiry about these other allegations so they can look at who those citizens were and if there was a common connection of the excessive force and on who did he inflict excessive force allegedly on.
Okay, so you're familiar with this process.
Yeah.
They haven't said an investigation here, but they are assessing what you're.
Right. So that apparently they've opened a file and they have come short of calling it an investigation. And they told us they would notify us that they're trying to get information just like we're trying to get information, and that they're working with the local officials to get information.
There obviously plenty of questions about the incident with police arriving to her home earlier in the day. All of that, hey, who was at the house deputy aside? If there were multiple visits to her home in that day, what does that tell you about the way that she was received when those deputies showed up at the scene later, and the temperament and the way she was treated when they got to that?
Well, it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure we can find out who went on the call earlier. Was it the same officers or not? And then did they have body camera video then, and so forth? And can we find that out? We're just trying to get to the truth of what happened, man, because what happened on that video was not right. It was senseless and it was unjustified. And so we want to know everything that led up to her being shot in the face while she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus."
I guess just to go off of that, there were already critiques of the way they were handling, treating her, talking to her at the home before any of this happened. The way she was going through something, and they were short, they were talking slowly to her. I guess just that there was already that history of knowing she kind of had that. Does that just expound on the problem?
And see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, and another reason why I feel like there have been multiple calls, even before I knew about the call from the mom, and even before I knew about the call earlier that day. And I just spoke about this, just looking at the video we was looking at the first day we started, right? So another thing, like with police officers, I've seen it. When they have to go to an address over and over again, not saying that every day, but even if it's like in a month's time, if they have to go to a residence, let's just say maybe 4 or 5 times, like if they have to go to this same address for the same issue, they get irritated. Like they get irritated, and they look at the call. They don't take the call as seriously as they would take a call from another resident that don't have a history. So my thing is this: with at the level of agitation that this guy had, even with the fact that he's just an ass, but you could tell he was irritated and agitated, even when he knocked at the door. It took a long time to come to the door, right? So listen, okay, I'm gonna just say this, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this coverage on this case because I just know too much. I've been at work in the ER night shift, right? And being where I was in the midst of everything that was going on, because you got to remember, my job, okay, this is not, and I know a lot of y'all remember as being a lab tech. This is before I worked in the ER, y'all. Before I actually left the ER. I actually left the ER to go to the lab. I started out in the ER, right? So, and working in the ER for all those years and being in the midst of everything, the shuffle and bustle of the ER, I heard a lot of stuff. I witnessed a lot of stuff. I heard a lot of conversations. Okay, I've heard police officers stand around and speak about people they brought in. I heard nurses and doctors stand around and talk. I done heard, I just done heard it all. I done heard it all. And a lot of it, it disgusts me for real, because, I looked at it as, the hospital being where people come for care. And it's just some people that work in the hospital that just don't care. And I'm going to just say it. They just don't. All right. Because, see, you have to have a certain type of mentality and a certain type of compassion to work in that field. Everybody that works in that field ain't got it. And I'm going to just say it. Okay. Hey, Sonia. But I said all that to say this. I've listened to cops, nurses, doctors, x-ray technicians, all type of people stand around and have conversations. When cops are repeatedly called to different residences or run into the same person and this and the third, they get irritated and agitated. Like, let's just say, for instance, they get calls to this same residence 4 or 5 times for domestic violence, or they get calls to this residence 4 or 5 times in a month time for somebody having a manic episode or this and the third, or whatever. They get irritated, they get agitated. They feel like, especially if the calls don't pan out. And what I mean by saying don't pan out is it's a call that they go to it ain't really nothing going on or whatever. There's no rest, there's no nothing. They feel like it was their time. And what I saw in that cop when I watched that video was that agitation. That's why I kept insisting that I thought that they knew of her history. Because you got to think about it. First of all, it's night shift. 9 times out of 10, they ain't want to be there anyway. It's night shift, and then it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they done already had an incident with this woman earlier that day, probably the day before, and they get agitated with those type of calls. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say, the truth.
I sent you an article that actually details how many calls and how many days straight.
What you sent it to?
I just sent it to your email.
Hold on, I ain't get it. Hold on, because I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on.
It says they received 5 calls, including from Sonia Macy's mother. So she called 4 times, being the last call was before her death. But 3 other times she called, and then 1 call from her mother.
All right, let's do this. Got like maybe 6 more minutes. Let's listen to this, and I'm gonna try to listen without stopping. And I'm gonna pull this up, y'all. I'm gonna pull up what D-True just sent me.
Exactly. If you knew it was a person dealing with mental issues, then why
hold on, Phyllis. Hold on.
Feel the need to do that to her? She has no history. She never been arrested. The autopsy, there were no drugs in her system other than the medication that we know about. She was just a mother trying to be a mother to her children. She did the right thing. She had them go live with their fathers and so forth while she was trying to get mental health. She was trying to do everything right. It was, these officers, namely, Grayson, who didn't respect her enough to try to say she's having mental issues and we need to try to be compassionate, not heavy-handed.
It was reported with the Kincaid Police Department. In the records, it showed misconduct, serious offense. Do we know with Logan County and St. Clair County, did they also read misconduct, serious offense when going through his application?
I would assume so if they were being prudent. You don't just house somebody willy-nilly and you're going to give them a gun and a badge and say you get to go interact with the public. That's what Mr. Wilborn keeps saying. Why did he even have?
I don't know why it's skipping, y'all. What is it doing? Oh, it's skipping.
A job as a sheriff's deputy after those raids.
Hold on, y'all.
Flags.
But I also have, will there be documents that you request in your encounter early in the morning?
We don't know, but we would of it. And so that's why we're hoping, as I told him, same office, same to the house or not, when he got there.
You or a family member talk about what they were trying to do specifically to get Miss Massey mental health aid and the St. Louis situation with her being down there. When is the time frame for that?
And Mr. Wilbur and Brianna are here. I think they were the ones who were trying to help her with that. Her sister Brianna and you. Okay. Do you know how long she was supposed to stay in St. Louis? Or?
It was supposed to be 30 days, but then she got out after 2.
30 days.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Did he say 30 days and she got out after 2?
I heard 30 days.
My God.
What they were trying to do specifically to get Miss Massey mental health aid and the St. Louis situation with her being down there. When is the time frame for that statement.
And Mr. Wilbur and Brianna are here. I think they were the ones who were trying to help her with that, her sister Brianna. And you, okay. Do you know how long she was supposed to stay in St. Louis?
It was supposed to be 30 days, but then she got out after 2.
30 days, but they released after 2. Is what you said.
Was that voluntary?
Yeah.
Voluntary. They made it, and
it was voluntary.
Talked to Mr. Jones and I. The reason his sister and he were not staying at his mother's house anymore was because she was going to be at the mental health facility in St. Louis. And yes.
You know the name of the facility? It's Grand Prairie or something, or I don't know.
No, we'll get it. Yes, sir. Yes. He said he doesn't know. Yes, ma'am.
St. John's Hospital.
Any other questions? It underscores that mental.
Now, see, I hope your office being crunk. Maybe you just letting the being crunk. Now, see. Well, I know it's a process, and I know that he ain't gonna tell everything they doing or what but I sure hope they contacting that facility, because the son may not know why she was released, and it's gonna take the courts to subpoena the facility in order for them to let them know. But somebody's gonna have to answer as to why that lady went into that hospital for 30 days and was it. Now this the thing now. If she signed out AMA, if she signed her stuff out, AMA ain't gonna be nothing they can do to that facility. But if they released her, I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
It's strange that they say that they're saying 30 days. That she was supposed to be in there 30 days and to leave after 2. Now, if she becomes a problem, meaning combative or whatever, I could, there's
that can't put her out for that. That's what she there for. A lot of mental people are combative. Listen,
yeah, but you don't know what facility it is.
I went to go draw blood on a 19-year-old Caucasian male who, when I went into the room to draw his blood, he spit at me. I went into another room of a 16-year-old Caucasian female. When I went into the room to draw her blood, she threw a book at me. Now, these people, when they go to these facilities, they already combative. A lot of them are true. That's not a reason for them to put them out. I'm sorry.
Depending on the facility, not all facilities are equipped to handle violent patients.
I can't do.
This is a facility that she checked herself into.
But the truth, then you just hear that man say that woman ain't have a history. She didn't have a history of being combative. She didn't have a history of being violent. And she checked herself in. A lot of times when patients are combative, they are forced to be there. Yeah, that's why they're so angry. A lot of them are ordered to be in there, and that's why they're so mad, because they don't want to be in there. She voluntarily admitted herself in that place. She didn't have a history of violence. She didn't have a history of being combative. Hell, we saw in the video, she wasn't combative at all. I don't know. I'm just getting. I gotta calm down.
The thing that her mother said: don't send a combative or prejudiced police officer.
But you know what? You know that's kind of that request is kind of like off the rim, because a lot of people be prejudiced.
That explains her calling. That explains her calling 911 back while they were there.
A lot of people be prejudiced, and you don't even know they're prejudiced.
Yeah,
like, how are they going to determine?
Because the 911 officer replied, well, they're just there to do their job, and that's it. But it explains why she called 911 while they were there and said, I need you. I need you.
And remember when we was watching the video, the body cam video, and we kept wondering who kept calling. Like their phone was ringing, and we know the dispatch was one person that was calling, right? But it was other calls. If you remember, I remember hearing the phone ringing. That could have been her mama or somebody in her family calling back.
Yes, because the sister or whoever's up the woman that was up there said she would call us when she got out of bed. If she was going in the bathroom, she would call us.
No, they was talking about the daughter. They weren't talking about her.
Oh,
they was talking about the daughter, and the daughter since this happened, the daughter is suffering with nightmares, and she's having yeah. And I'm thinking that's why she's not at this press conference, because she's been at the other ones.
So she called 911 because she was scared of them, and she said that she fears the police. So there was a lot of things that fell through the cracks in this. A lot. They should have been notified that she fears the police. They should have been notified that she's paranoid. They should have been notified that she has mental illness. And the fact that she had been calling days prior to it should have alerted them that something was going on, that something ain't right.
I'm gonna just say that it's a lot of people in this world that's that the system fails them, but the mentally ill people, they get failed like the most. Like, honestly, I can't. I just can't. It's like people just throw them away. But then when they commit crimes and do things, commit these crimes, and all of a sudden you want to bring awareness, but it should be awareness all the time. It should only be awareness for those that go out and commit crimes and things of that nature. It should be awareness for those like Miss Sonia, who is actually trying to get help because she knows she needs help. But then, if she's trying to get help, she's having an episode, she's trying to get help, and she still ends up, it just doesn't make sense. I can't.
A large percentage of the homeless people are mentally ill. A large percentage of them. I'm not talking about the ones that are playing homeless so they can beg on the street. I'm talking about a large percentage of homeless people are mentally ill.
I know that. Yeah, they are.
And
a large percent of them actually either are not homeless or don't have to be homeless. Either they got family, they got places they can go, they just choose not to.
Mm-hmm. They have halfway houses for them. They have things for the mentally ill, but they won't.
No, I'm talking about some of these people actually have homes and got family members with homes, but they don't want to stay in homes. They want to stay on the street.
They like it. For some reason, they feel more free out there. But again, some of them feel like they're always being watched. Things are happening. People are controlling them. So there's a lot, but like I said, a lot of the homeless people,
their parents, they don't want to be with family because they're paranoid about their own family. They're paranoid, the family gonna lock me up. The family gonna lock me up. They're gonna send me away. It's just a lot. It's a lot, and it's sad, right? And it's just Anyway, let's try this tomorrow, y'all. It's almost over with.
And we need to understand that people who are trying to get help need us to be considerate of to try to better themselves. And apparently she was trying, y'all. She was trying. And so we will continue to try for Sonia Massey. We will continue to fight for her to get justice, full justice. And we keep saying that word, full justice, because her son and her daughter and their family deserve full justice. We will keep you updated. We know that on Sunday, there's been a national call for mourning for Sonia Massey in over 25 cities. Tamika Mallory and Until Freedom, a civic engagement organization, has set it up, and they're having rallies in New York, Washington, D.C., St. Louis, Los Angeles, all around the country for Sonia Massey. We know that Reverend Al Sharpton and clergy are in Chicago on Tuesday at 6 p.m. having a rally for justice for Sonia Massey. And we know that congressional members as well as the vice president are constantly praying for the family and also seeking to talk with her family in the days to come. We've talked to about 3 congressional members so far, and I know Vice President Harris is trying to set up a time to talk with the family of Sonia Massey.
Mr. Mark, what's that agency that's putting these rallies together?
It's a couple of them. It's National Action, Until Freedom, National Action Network, the NAACP, all the civil rights organizations. Say Her Name, based out of Los Angeles, Black women who have been killed by police violence, like Sandra Bland, like Atiana Jefferson, like Pamela Turner, like Breonna Taylor, and you know the list goes on and on. Yes, they are. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, D-Truth, you could talk a little bit. I'm gonna try to pull up what you sent me, okay?
I just don't want him to make this political because
he already. You remember that first.
And here's the thing: the police department is saying he was wrong. So there's nobody standing with him, but again, he's making it political. He's trying to piggyback this to get other things done. But this is for her family. That's why I don't understand why they keep having these press conferences and having the same people repeat exactly what they said at the last press conference.
And then he's not, that man ain't very articulate. That he I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he's not their attorney because he doesn't practice. Unless he practices in Illinois, he's not their attorney. He's their spokesperson.
He can't be nobody's spokesperson. I'm sorry.
Well, again, his jet is constantly gassed up and ready to go. So he could be there, 20 minutes after
I think that lady that always speaks in the beginning, she's a better spokesperson than him.
That is an attorney. She's an attorney, I believe.
I know. She's probably their attorney.
Yeah, because people understand Ben Crump is not the attorney. He doesn't go to court because he can't practice law in all these states he shows up in. He is a spokesperson and an advisor. And that's it.
All right, y'all. Let me pull this up for y'all. We're gonna read this. Hold on. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. And then it's like he be asking questions to the son. I just feel like a spokesperson is there to speak for the family. Now, if the son and the sister and the cousin and all of them want to speak, I get it. Let them speak. But he asking questions like he acting like he don't know anything about the stay that she had at the mental institution, and that's something they should know. You get what I'm saying?
He acted a little shocked. What? She was in what?
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense. Not to me. Honestly.
Well, how long was she there? You don't know. You should know how long she was there.
And
why she had all this information?
And why she was gone discharged after 2 days? It's ridiculous. He just act like he ain't informed on nothing. And maybe his people really are, because I'm pretty sure they're the one doing the work. That's why he shouldn't be up there speaking, because he don't know nothing. He's just the face of the law firm, I guess. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Well, all them people ain't gonna get paid that keep talking. The children will get paid. The mom and dad will get paid. But cousins and uncles and all them, they ain't getting paid.
I don't think they're up there to get paid. I think they're up there just to speak on her.
Well, I see people try to, you know, I see
Them speaking ain't gonna.
absent.
Them speaking ain't gonna. I ain't gonna. It ain't gonna. It's not what it's gonna get. Just because you get up and speak at a press conference, don't mean you gonna get no money.
Well,
What's going on?
It's not for lack of trying, because I've seen absentee fathers that ain't been in the kid's life at all pop up and say, "Hey, where's my money? That was my child."
Okay. Let's see. All right, so I think I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna try. Is that photos? Oh, there's photos. That's a video. I don't want to watch the video no. How you doing, Killer? Good to see you. Why can't I pronounce that county? Is it Sangamon?
Sagamore? I think it's Sagamore.
Sagamore County Dispatch received multiple 911 calls about Sonia Massey just days and hours before she was fatally shot by a county sheriff's deputy. On July 4th, 5th, and 6th, on July 4th, 5th, and 6th, the county dispatch received 5 calls. I told y'all it was a history. I know what I knew it. And there's no way that listen, you brought out the shifts. Okay, we get it. But you gotta think about it. It was a call on the 4th, 5th, and the 6th. 5 calls. That officer had been to that house before. He had dealt with her before. I'm telling you, I feel it in my spirit. 3 days of calls, 5 calls. He been on one of those calls, including from Sonia Massey and her mother, who was concerned about her daughter's mental health. The first call was at 9:26 p.m. on July 4th. The last call only 34 seconds. The call. I'm sorry. Let's start over, y'all. I done got irritated, flustered. The first call was at 9:26 p.m. on July 4th. The call lasted only 34 seconds. This is the call. 911, what is the emergency? What is the address of your emergency? Said dispatch amid no response. Hello, 911. The person says, I'm cool. Hello, 911 dispatch replied. So on that call, she ain't say nothing to the first call. She just said, I'm cool.
Yeah, but they know it came from the address, but she didn't identify herself as the caller on that one.
On July 5th at 9:07 a.m., which is the next morning, Sonia's mother called 911 dispatch in regards to her daughter. That is being sporadic, and that is being sporadic, and she's been mentally having a mental breakdown or just something, said Sonia's mother. She's not a danger to herself. She's not a danger to me. Her mother had a request for 911 dispatch and law enforcement when going to help her daughter, who was dealing with mental health. And please don't say, I guess that should say, please don't send no combative policemen that are prejudiced. Please, the mother requested. Okay, well, they just do their job, said dispatch. Okay, but they're scared. But they're scared? I'm scared of the police. Please be careful. Thank you, the mother replied. You're welcome, said dispatch. This was one or 2 times on July 5th that the county officials sent medical attention her way. So it was the officers went to her house on July 5th. Okay, and why did a neighbor hit you with the brick? Dispatch asked on July 5th around 12:50. So on July 5th at 12:50 is when the call went in about the neighbor, y'all. That's why they was bringing up the neighbor.
Wait,
Hold on a minute.
Wait, did you read that Sonia then admitted to breaking her own car window?
I'm not finished. I'm still reading.
I forget July 6th.
No, I'm on July 5th. Okay. So it says, okay, and why did a neighbor hit you with a brick? Dispatch X on July 5th around 12:50 p.m. Well, come find out. I can't tell you right now. I'm hurting bad, said Sonia Massey. On July 5th, just before 2 o'clock p.m., a county sheriff deputy helped made sure Massey went to see that's what she was going to the hospital for, y'all. I guess she had got hit with a brick by a neighbor. Sonia then admitted to breaking her own car window on the back driver's side in an attempt to get into the car to get away. That's what happened to the window. Now, for some reason, she didn't want to tell the officer that. She didn't want to talk. Either she was just so discombobulated, she didn't remember. I don't know. But she didn't tell the officer about what happened. I know they kept asking about the car, but she never would answer.
Well,
So
they asked her, "Is that your car?" And she said, "No."
yeah, she did.
So it kept changing, and then she said something in the house about the car.
That's
Like
so
she knew who the car was, and then that's why I was confused about the car because she said it's not her car. I don't know where somebody just dropped it off. I was like, "What?" Okay, but it was her car.
What's up, Killer?
What's the word? Did y'all see what the commander said today?
No, no.
He was talking about that he want the community to forgive him, and he was saying that he's not gonna step down and all this
Oh,
stuff.
you
And
talking about the sheriff? Yeah, you talking about
yeah,
the
yeah,
sheriff? Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was talking about it was a bad situation. He wants the community to forgive them and all this shit. Like, no, buddy, all y'all ass in trouble.
How far are you from where this happened, Killer? Where you stay?
Where was it at?
It's in
That was like
Illinois. It's in.
what was the part of? What was the town?
What's that county? What's that county? True, you know I can't pronounce that word for some reason.
Sagamore.
It's not Sagamore.
Sangamon
Yeah,
County.
something like that. Yeah.
That's a ways from us. That's like in the boonies. That's where they do that type of shit at. She stay where they do that type of shit at.
Yeah, that's why sheriffs responded. They don't have police officers. They have sheriffs.
Yeah, they ain't got police.
Out there in the country parts. They don't have sheriffs because sheriffs actually are contained to a patrol area.
Yeah, they got a jurisdiction.
It's dispersed, and there's houses here and communities here, but not here. They give it. They have sheriff's departments.
Yeah, that was crazy though. I watched that video. He was a wild boy. She didn't even have the water in her hand when he shot her. So what was he scared of?
Okay, let me see. I didn't even know they said drop down, y'all. I thought y'all was reading what I was reading. But anyway, where did I end? Hold on. Okay, so Sonya then admitted to breaking her own car window on the back driver's side in an attempt to get into the car to get away from a neighbor, said a report from the county sheriff's deputy. Law enforcement arrived once more to Sonya Massey's home. This happened on July 6th at 12:50 a.m. Massey had called dispatch after concerns of a prowler outside. The county deputy Sean Grayson arrived at our home. According to court documents, Grayson shot and killed Massey after concerns of a hot pot of water. I asked the county whether Grayson had access to these calls records. Oh, I asked if Grayson had access to these call records and reports written by law enforcement and dispatch. The county told me at this time it's unknown what Grayson had access to, the call history, or saw the records before he entered Massey's home. Grayson is currently being held, but this is the thing, though. It's simple for me. I don't know if they just not releasing this. I don't know if they're just not talking about this. But the thing about them knowing whether or not that guy had been out to that home before is not hard. Like that's not hard. Like they should know at this point during those five calls in those 3 days, they know whether or not that dude was one of the officers that responded to that house. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, that's documented.
Because there's reports. There's reports. They have to file reports. And even if he wasn't the officer that went out there, I can guarantee you it's a sheriff's department, y'all. Sheriff's departments are not like police departments, like city police departments. Sheriff's departments are small. And I can only imagine how small it is in that little county. I'm telling y'all, the sheriff's department is small. And these cops and things of that nature, they stand around and they talk. They talk about the calls they go on. They talk. I can guarantee you, I'm willing to bet money I don't have that man knew about those previous calls to that house and knew about her mental health issues. And that's why y'all keep saying there was a reason why he stood in that door and asked her how was her mental. It was a reason for it because he knew. Because he knew.
Yeah, been there before. He already dealt with her before.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm gonna get into next? What you think about that, D. True?
I'm looking up how many officers are in there.
You looking up how many officers are in that department? I bet you it ain't many. I bet you it ain't many.
Probably seven. Probably seven.
Okay. Sheriff's Office, 13 full-time court security officers. Sycamore County Sheriff has 13 full-time court security officers. Courts are responsible to protect the county. Responsible for the court sheriffs, also secure the halls, officers. Blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm looking for.
Right, Inc. 3417. I'm finna go live in a little while too. Some shit just happened to me at the gas station. The girl recognized who I was. She was talking about some. I know you. You be on YouTube. And I was like, huh? She said, yeah. Your name Killer. You be fucking with B-Love Life. I said, oh my goodness. I gave that girl a shirt.
I know you did.
Oh
that's
shit! I got
wild.
that was wild. I'm gonna stop playing. Y'all know the 5th coming up and the 10th right behind it. So y'all ready?
Okay, I got it.
Wait a minute, hold on. What's happening on the field?
You know I'm finna go to Miami. And when I said I got back from Miami, August 10th, I was gonna start the mukbangs back up. So the first mukbang gonna be August 10th. It's gonna be Al's beef versus Portillo's on the Italian beef side. And I gotta do something special because KK died.
Who is
remember
KK?
The cat died.
Oh God.
The cat is dead. So I gotta do a memorial.
You talking about the cat that used to sit up and watch you eat?
Yeah. So I gotta do a mukbang for KK. You know, because everybody like KK. So yeah, we're gonna do a mukbang for KK. We're gonna go get some Harold's chicken and shit, and that's what she likes.
Okay, well I'm gonna show you out when you go live.
Hey, look, I appreciate that too. I seen that share. I appreciate you.
Oh, whenever I see you, I'll show you out. Whenever I catch you. Hey, Cole Pepsi.
I seen it. I said, look at my friend.
I got you.
She still fucking with me. And I'm finna get on old girl ass for lying and shit. That lady they was on there talking about sucking swillers.
Listen, listen, I am going to react to that tomorrow. If you can, I need you. I really need you to hop on.
I'm gonna pop in. I'm definitely gonna hop on. Just let me know when you're gonna do it. When I see it, I'm finna talk about it now on my shit because she said some shit. Like I say, she been lying ever since she been fucking. So the first time she fucked, she said she stayed out, and when she got back home, she told her mama she was with her auntie. Then her mama seen her auntie 3 months later and was like, she wasn't with me. So you been lying about dick since day one.
We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. When you see me go live, I need you to come through.
I got you.
All right, I appreciate it, and I'm gonna share yours out. I'm gonna listen to you too.
I'll be back.
All right, have a good one. You be safe. Okay.
I see y'all.
All right. Hey, Coach, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Okay. Let me see if I can drop him down because he probably driving. He don't need to be talking and driving anyway. Go ahead, D. Truth. What you got?
Okay, they have 52 sworn deputies And they do multiple duties, meaning crime scene, DUI, eviction, civil papers, and tactical response. So there's 52 officers within that sheriff's department, and I think it's actually, and two are assigned to Springfield, Mass. Transit District. So 50 of them patrol that particular area.
So you think in the midst of 52 officers that perform double duties, as I called it, you don't think, even if he had not been out to that house, that he had not heard about?
Well, all the calls were, the previous calls were during the day.
Okay, it don't matter.
Well, no, 9:26.
All of them were, well,
Yeah.
the ones that I don't think any of the calls was in the middle of the night, except that one.
9:26 on July 4th, but I don't think they sent anybody out.
Not on the first
on
one.
On the 4th. On the 5th, it was in the morning. And I believe there was 2 on the 6th.
Yeah, it was 2.
When was the one? No, okay, so
it was 2, the truth, because the one she drove herself to the hospital, and the other one is when she got, unalive. So yeah.
Yeah. So July 5th is the one where she says she got hit by a brick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 6th is the one that brought them to the house, and she got shot. So, well, I mean, it's at 2 p.m.
I get what you're saying, and I get what you're saying about the shifts. I get it that those were in the daytime and this happened on third shift. I still say, and I still believe he had been to that house before. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion.
On the 5th, it was
at 2 p.m. You're definitely wrong. You're assuming.
Yeah, don't assume.
First of all, you
Don't
need
you
to
yell
fix
at
your
us for that.
First of all, you need to fix your sound, because I ain't understand that he said.
Okay, so July 5th.
The clown heard what I said. He said, "Don't assume," and you yell at us for doing it.
I'm not assuming. I said my opinion. I ain't assuming. I said that's my opinion.
You're assuming.
No, that's my opinion. I ain't changing.
If you have an opinion based on something you can't prove, you assuming.
That's my opinion.
So just let's start July 5th at 2 p.m. and then later that evening at 12:50, which is considered the next day. So we're looking at less than 12 hours. 2 calls. Less than 12 hours, and they marked that she went to the hospital at 2 p.m. Less than 12 hours later, she calls back. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm confused. She claims that her neighbor hit her with a brick. And then at 12:50, she calls and says she hears a prowler. That should have been noted in the call log or the dispatch.
I've been saying that.
But I'm just saying it should have been noted because she claimed that the neighbor hit her with a brick. So the prowler, but he did state something when he was talking to her. He said, "I have checked all the yards around you." Well, why do you do that? Normally you check the
Because
house
he
itself.
knew about it. Because he knew about the neighbor call. That's why.
I believe so. He had to have known about the neighbor.
Why would he check all the yards? Why would he check anybody's yard other than hers?
I'm just saying, but
So,
she
so
claimed.
the prowler may have ran next door.
Oh Jesus, here we go. Go ahead, D2.
Well, yeah, you're right. And he. But normally, what happens is you peek over the fence and you shine your light in their backyard. You don't physically get into their backyard. You shine your light over and you look around, stuff like that. She states somebody was banging on the side of her house.
Flashlight and told her I checked all the backyards. I don't think it. How long were they on the scene? Because for him to check all the at least 4 backyards, that's gonna take 5 to 10 minutes if you're doing a thorough search.
That lady was killed with it. That lady was killed within 30 minutes of them getting out though.
Yeah, she calls at 12:50. They arrive. They check the backyard, and their engagement with her, I believe, starts at 1:30.
It only lasted 3 minutes. The engagement between them.
Yeah, and then she went inside. They went inside, and so from 12:50 when they first got the call, she died at 1:40, or she was shot at 1:47.
All right, let's look at this video, this little short clip, y'all. It's only like 2 minutes. New 911 calls released in the Sonia Massey case. Go ahead, Detroit. What was you finna say?
Oh no, I hiccuped. Sorry.
Oh, did you? You were drinking coffee. Let's see.
The latest on the Sonia Massey case, the 911 calls that led to the fatal police shooting in her home were released, along with the deputy's personnel file. Alex Perez is in Chicago, continuing to follow this story for us. Good morning to you, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Robbie. 165 pages of Grayson's personnel files were released, and for the first time, we're learning more about Sonia Massey's mental health struggles in the days before the shooting.
This morning, newly released 911 and dispatch audio shedding more light on the police shooting of Sonia Massey. On July 5th, Massey's mother, Donna, calling 911 to say Sonia was having a mental health episode.
She's been mentally having a mental breakdown. She thinks everybody's after her.
Donna pleading with the 911 operator not to hurt her daughter, insisting she was not a danger.
I don't want you guys to hurt her. Please don't send no combative policemen that are prejudiced, please. They're scary. I'm scared of the police, please.
At 12:49 a.m. on July 6th, Sonia calling 911 herself to report a disturbance.
It sounds like somebody was banging on the side of my house. I don't know. Oh, could y'all come and see?
30-year-old Sean Grayson and his partner arriving at Sonia's doorstep in response.
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me.
Things quickly escalating when Sonia asks to take a boiling pot of water off the stove.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Pause. Why did they tell that lie? Real time. Why did that news anchor lie and say she asked to take the pot of water off the stove? She wasn't thinking about that shit. They told her to take it off.
I missed that. Hold on.
He said things escalated quickly when Sonia asked to remove a pot of water, something along those lines, but she didn't say anything about the pot.
I think she said was asked to take a pot of water.
All right, let's listen to it again.
It sounds like somebody was banging on the side of my house. I don't know. Oh, could y'all come and see?
30-year-old Sean Grayson and his partner arriving at Sonia's doorstep in response.
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me.
Things quickly escalating when Sonia asks to take a boiling pot of water off the stove.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of
better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Body cam footage shows Grayson shooting Massey, something he has not denied. Grayson, charged with murder, is being held without bond and has pleaded not guilty. Dispatch initially reporting Massey shot herself.
They're now saying self-inflicted.
Massey's family calling it a police cover-up and urging
Dispatch said, why would dispatch say they're now saying self-inflicted? One of those officers on that scene had to tell that dispatch that. She didn't make that up.
I did hear 3 shots.
I heard 3 shots too. I heard 3 shots the first time we listened to it. That's why when you said she was on shot once, I'm confused. I'm so confused.
I guess he bit. Well, again, she was getting up when he shot, so we don't know which one of the 3 shots hit her.
charged with murder is being held without bond and has pleaded not guilty. Dispatch initially reporting Massey shot herself.
They're now saying self-inflicted.
Massey's family calling it a police cover-up and urging the Sangamon County Sheriff to resign.
She's got my baby's blood. He needs to go. So if he doesn't resign, he's going to go.
And those personnel files reveal Grayson refused to answer questions about the shooting after the incident and say his use of force in this case violated department policy. Guys?
All right, Alex, our thanks to you. And Sonia's family has been so strong throughout this. Thank you for your reporting.
All right, y'all, let's see. How far we? Okay, we got 30 more minutes. Let's see what we're going to play next. You want to say anything about that, D Truth, what we just saw? Hey, Melissa, I don't think that's for you.
Now everybody's just repeating the same things over.
Yeah, basically, that's why I don't like it.
Yeah, there's nothing new to the case. They've already condemned what he did. He's been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and I believe it's they charged him for the 3 shot. He shot 3 times.
Well, now to the following of the fatal shooting of Sonia.
Sorry, hold on. Y'all know how my thing works. Go ahead.
So
the latest on the Sonia.
What more can we get except they're dragging it out to get more news time on?
All right, let me see. I think I'm gonna play one more. It was something else I wanted to play for y'all. We got to get into hold on. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I think I'm gonna have to take a break from these for a minute. But if anything comes out, let's see. 911 car release, new audio reveals the ex-deputy. Yeah. It's all these videos, like you said, they're saying the same thing.
I'm waiting for people to come out with prior bad acts. Now Ben Crump mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna say. Go ahead, because I want to know if you heard what he said.
Yeah, Ben Crump mentioned that he had a excessive force allegation, but he didn't give a time frame. It could have been from one of the other departments, not this department. So I'm waiting for them to come up with prior bad acts or people coming forward to say that he is prejudiced, something, but they're not. And right now they're just keep repeating the same old stuff. And again,
you know what, be true. This is the thing for me. Now I get what you're saying, because there's nothing like witnesses or eyewitnesses or somebody that's been through. But you can look at this man on paper. I'm sorry, you can look at his history on paper, D True, and know that he wasn't on the up and up. Like, I get it. Like, if they gonna say, as far as witnesses and people that he may have violated in the past, I get it. If you're a victim and there's people out there, they need to come forward. But to me, honestly, you can look at him on paper.
About
what is he saying? Oh, there it is.
I don't give a shit.
He just looks dumb. I mean, right there in that picture, where he just looks dumb. But again, there's got to be a history.
He has a history. What type of history do you want?
A DUI is not something that disqualifies you from being a police officer. Understand that. The only thing that can disqualify you from being a police officer when it comes to a DUI is that your license has been revoked because it's part of your duty to drive. And because his license wasn't revoked, he could still do his job. Alcohol is not against the law. If it was drugs, it'd be different. But alcohol is not against the law. Being an alcoholic doesn't make you a criminal. So unless they revoke his license, he can continue to do his job. But if you're a bus driver or a truck driver or a taxi driver or something like that, you can't have DUIs on your licenses, correct?
No, you can't.
So why is it that police officers are allowed to have DUIs on their license? Their job requires them to drive.
And if you drive drunk, you'll work drunk. I'm just saying.
Well, again, if you're gonna hold truck drivers and people that work in the vehicle industry to a higher standard of not having DUIs on your license and things like that, then police officers should be held to that too.
Thank you. Thank you, Heathen. Go ahead. I'm finna pull some up.
I'm just saying that's something they need to look into. Maybe that's something they need to add to the Police Reform Act. That if your job requires you to drive and it requires you to be behind the wheel of a vehicle, then you should not have a DUI, a DWI, any minor offense when it comes to alcohol related to driving. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
I'm not going to like Sonya. So Sonya says, questions asked. I've heard questions asking why has the other officer's name not being mentioned. I thought he was trying to help Sonya, but hearing others' rationale. No, I'm not gonna let anybody change my rationale. I don't think that man had any like that. I think it's good that they're not mentioning his name. I don't think his name needs to be mentioned. Because this is the thing. This is how the world. This is how social media works. That man was not complicit, nor did he aid in what what Grayson did. Them releasing his name is only going to have people attacking him and coming up with all these theories when it comes to him. They're gonna start digging into his life, into his and he's been cleared. So the fact that he's been cleared, no, I don't think his name needs to be put out here at all.
And he's also going to be a witness.
I promise you. I believe he is going to be a witness.
They don't need to have him because, again, you have people out here, okay, that believe a cop is above the law. Those people will try to intimidate him. Now, they know who he is. They can see it. Unless it's been stricken from the call logs, they should be able to see it. But you don't want people trying to intimidate him to where he won't testify. So right now, he's very important to this whole thing. His body cam is important and his presence in the room, because the body cam does not answer the question, did you feel threatened? He has to answer that question. The most important question, ask the partner, did you feel threatened by that pot of water? His answer is a pivot point of the investigation. Because if he says, oh, I felt threatened.
7 months on, how are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Sean?
Sorry, go ahead, Detroit. This is why I had Sonya said this is why I had second thoughts was when they stated she had a self-inflicted injury and he did not speak up. Well, the thing about it, first of all, we don't know. Now, somebody did tell the dispatcher from that location that she had a self-inflicted wound, but we don't know if it was the guy Grayson or his partner or another cop on the scene. But the fact that he didn't say anything, he didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to say anything. Once those cops, came there after it happened, Those people knew that, and we don't know what was said. Like Miss Sonia, we don't know. I just wonder who said that. Like I wonder, I wonder who told the dispatch officer that it was self-inflicted. See, we don't know. We don't know who said that. Silly said, but why did he not tell his colleague put your poo-poo down? Girl, listen. He wasn't gonna do it. He wasn't gonna do it. But the fact, like, and I saw it again. I paid attention, thanks to you, the truth. I saw it again when I played that clip where they showed the shooting again. How Grayson definitely pulled his gun first. He definitely, that man not feel threatened. That partner, and Grayson didn't feel threatened. He didn't. He pulled his gun first, and then the partner pulled his, and then the partner never shot.
Never once shot. But again, he was behind him in the doorway. Because
he had to come around. He came around something.
He crossed in front of the camera. You see his back, or you see the pistol out in front of him. He crosses in front of the camera. So the partner backed up because you could see that it kind of went like he took a couple steps back. When he yelled at her to put down that pot of water, well, put down that effing pot of water, he backed up the other cop. Grayson didn't. Grayson stayed right where he was when he was yelling at her. He never backed up, and that's when he moved to the right.
And
he
went
passes
towards
right
her
in front of the camera. So he couldn't have shot anyway because Grayson was in his line of fire. So again, they're going to ask him the question: did you feel threatened? And his answer is going to be very important to this case.
Okay. Thank you, Heathen, for this. So we're gonna watch this little clip, y'all. It's like a minute and 26 seconds. And as you can tell by the top, it's audio recordings reveal Officer Sean Grayson had disciplinary issues 20 months before he shot Sonia Massey. And this is I guess an interview, and you're gonna hear his voice. So let's listen, y'all. Oh shoot. Let me do the settings. Hold on. Y'all, the next live we're gonna do probably, which is gonna be the end of the lives I do on this, unless something new comes up. Cause like D True said, at this point, all the videos are redundant. It's the same information. It's just like I say, unless something breaks that's new. My next live, which is gonna be between tomorrow and the end of the weekend, is gonna be I'm going to play her funeral, and I'm also gonna play clips of other interviews that her family members did, and that's gonna be it. When I play her funeral, that's gonna be a non-talking live. Like I'm just gonna play it. I'm not gonna talk, and then I'm gonna play the clips of the family members speaking, and that's gonna be it on this. Unless, like I say, unless something else comes out, because I think I need a break from this. I think y'all need a break too, but. Listening to this stuff over and over and over and over again, it gets to be a lot. And like I say, if nothing new is put out there, there's no need for us to, keep playing it. So that's my plan for this right here, y'all. But let's listen to this right here.
7 months on. How are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Sean, do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, I do, sir.
And I've had this conversation with you before. If we can't trust what you say and what you see, we can't have you in our uniform. I'm calling you on your integrity. How does that make you feel?
I'm learning from it.
Are you angry with me for it? Do you understand it?
Yes. I don't get angry with this because, one, I have no experience. Before I came here, I had no experience. Two, I wasn't allowed to do this right here. I was not allowed to review my videos.
This is termination. I'm getting goosebumps. This is extremely concerning. Everybody likes you.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna go back just because I want to hear that again. But y'all notice the difference in his appearance? I mean, this is like a totally different person right here. All right, let's go back. Cause see, he look right here. He looks like he look now.
7 months on. Sean, Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, sir.
And I've had this conversation.
Right there, that looks like that can darn near be a high school.
You can't trust what you say and what you see. We can't have you in our uniform. I'm calling you on your integrity. How does that make you feel?
I'm learning from it.
Are you angry with me for it? Do you understand it?
Yes. I don't get angry with this because, one, I have no experience. Before I came here, I had no experience. Two, I wasn't allowed to do this right here. I was not allowed to review my videos.
This is termination. I'm getting goosebumps. This is extremely concerning. Everybody likes you. I got to be able to trust
You know these audios right here, these audios that they I guess have obtained, because these are edited, y'all. This is not one interview. This is several interviews that they've edited and put together. But this is the thing: these audios and interviews and things of that nature, somebody gonna somebody gonna get it. Y'all know how we used to say that as a child. You gonna get it. Somebody gonna get you listening at this man telling him. I'm concerned.
I understand what he's saying. This is, remember I read this, that they had concerns that what he doesn't write what he see, he's covering his ass when he writes the reports, that what he's saying is not true. He's lying on these reports. This is, remember Crump says something about him, the charges were brought and then they were later dropped. It's because he just said, I can't trust you to say what you say or what you see.
And that's why he shouldn't have been on the streets. That's why he shouldn't have been a cop. That's why he shouldn't have had
But he wasn't terminated. He resigned before this played out. Which why it should not, it doesn't matter. If you resign and there's an investigation, that investigation should finish, regardless of whether
you resign
or
when you
not.
know you people resign when they know they finna be fired.
Well,
Just
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Just like that FBI lady. She knew she was finna be gone, so she resigned.
Yes, which is a cleaner break than to be fired.
Yeah,
so they resign, but I don't think that the investigation should stop.
Absolutely
it should continue. Not. It should continue so that there is something in writing, and it should be written on it that he resigned before he could be terminated, which they can't say. I guess there's a law or something that they can't, say. All they could say is he resigned, but we would not hire him back if he was to come back to us. I don't think he should have a chance to resign. Once an investigation starts, you shouldn't be able to resign.
And you should be the investigation shouldn't stop. The investigation stopped, like you said. All right, let's see.
Was this a purposefully done lie?
No. I full on, I still believe that was on North Madison until you just pulled up Google Maps and showed me in the daytime.
This is going to get deeper because you're going to have a hard time answering some questions here real quick.
Okay.
That's it, y'all. That was an edited version of, I guess, when he was interviewed. I guess, I don't know.
This was from, remember I said the police department, prior to him leaving to go to the police department he's at right now, there was an investigation, and I believe they're talking about he didn't write something. He lied on the paperwork, which is an offense in itself because a police report is a government paper. If you lie on it, you actually have to sign the bottom of it and verify what you're saying is true. So he could have been brought up on charges for that if they could prove that he lied on that piece of paper.
I'm trying to see if I'm gonna play anything else before we get off. Because like I said, all of this stuff is the same. Now I did want to hold on, talk for a minute, Detroit.
I'm just saying that a police report is what charges are brought up on. A police report is sworn into the court documents as part of the details of what the police found. These are all things that are chargeable if you should lie on the piece of paper, and it brings disgrace to the organization, because now every report that he ever made that indicted or convicted anyone comes into question. Now, the reason that this is being brought up right now is because you heard him on his body cam, the things that he was saying. The fact that he lied on those paperworks, he could be lying right now. And they could take that statement that I don't trust you. Just why he didn't turn his camera on. The fact that he has other charges where an inmate, a detainee, has accused him of inappropriate behavior towards her. And she filed a complaint that he went after her boyfriend. So all these things basically make up to what's going on right now in his life. That anything he says is a lie to basically save his own ass. But I believe that the city's trying to keep this from becoming a powder keg. They're doing everything in their power to say, hey, there's nothing going on here. We know exactly what happened.
Now, this body camera footage revealed a lot about the moments leading up to Massey's death. But the family still had plenty of questions about the case.
I was talking to you and I was on mute. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That was a mistake. Well, I'm just talking. I'm like, D2, do you hear me?
No, I didn't hear
conference.
So
Miss Ann, that's what I'm looking for right now, because I know I had it in my but I don't know how long it is, but I'm finna see, and we probably gonna see before we get off of here. So that's why I'm telling you.
The police department itself has acknowledged that the shooting was bad. So right now, I'll guarantee Ben Crump is already talking to somebody about a settlement. Because they just acknowledged that what he did was wrong. It's not.
Yeah, they did that off the rip. I mean, they ain't wasting no time.
This is not standard to our policies or procedures.
Mm-hmm.
But the George Floyd Act has something in there for a database for all police officers to not be able to just float from place to place to place without it being recognized or being able to be pulled up.
Now I'm looking at another press conference a day ago. Why does he keep doing these press conferences? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because he's keeping it in the public eye. That's what he does. He does these press conferences. He brings the families out so he can constantly keep it in the public's eye. Because remember, with news cycles, it's here today, gone tomorrow. Something else happened, and so he's got to keep it fresh, or it starts losing interest, and then they're not going to play ball like he wants them to. Remember, it's all about money for him. This isn't about justice for anybody. This is about how much money can I get? How much money are they going to put out and how much do I need to turn the heat up? See, there was one where I saw it on the side. It said that the police chief says we failed her.
Okay, we're gonna watch this short clip, 2 minutes and 21 seconds, and then we're gonna get off of here. This is the part. Now I don't know how long. I don't know if this is the entirety of what he said because this is the only one I can find right now, y'all, as far as the sheriff. But if I find a long word, I'll play it when we come back. But for right now, we're gonna listen to this. Baby, they been said they fired his ass, and they said they been said, listen, this is not how we operate. This is not how we roll. But still gonna get sued. I'm just saying.
Tonight calls for a sheriff in Illinois to step down after one of his deputies shot and killed an unarmed black woman. That deputy now charged with the murder of Sonia Massey, a mother of two who had called 911 for help. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang with what the sheriff said to Massey's family late this afternoon.
Church was packed Tuesday night in Springfield, Illinois, after the fatal police shooting of a 36-year-old mother, Sonia Massey. Her 17-year-old son still unable to process the nightmare.
She's everything to me. I love her.
On July 6, Sonia Massey, fearful of an intruder, called police. Instead of protection, she was gunned down in her own home while trying to remove a pot of boiling water from the stove. Last week, a grand jury indicted Deputy Sheriff Sean Grayson for first-degree murder and other charges. How did a plea for help spiral so tragically out of control? We are now learning 30-year-old Sean Grayson was hired last spring by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office despite red flags. He has held 6 police jobs in the last 4 years. He was ejected from the Army and has 2 DUIs.
Do you understand that's a violation of pursuit policy?
This is Grayson in his previous job being questioned about a troubling traffic case where he is accused of submitting accurate reports.
Do you agree, before we conclude this, that there's a mountain of policy violations that you committed?
All this adding fuel to an already fiery community who are now demanding the sheriff who hired Grayson to step down. He apologized, but insisted that would not solve the problem. He was staying put.
We felt Sonia, Sonia's family and friends, we felt the community.
Sonia Massey was a frightened mother. Sean Grayson, an armed deputy sheriff. She was shot in the face. He is now facing a murder trial.
I don't. There's not much more you could say. They basically.
Once again, I was talking on mute. Go ahead. I couldn't
I
even
was
talk mute myself. I be trying to mute so it won't echo when I play the video, but then I forget to come off. I just be talking.
Well, I normally wait a couple seconds to see if you come back on, and then I go, you coming on, let me talk.
This case got me really. That's why I said we're gonna take a break after I do this little memorial to her, and that's what it's gonna be, y'all. I'm gonna play her funeral, and I'm gonna play some of the things her family had to say. Well, that's gonna be it for me for a while unless something happen on this, because I can't. We got to digress from this for a minute. Go ahead, D Truth. Go ahead. You got the last word. We're gonna end it.
Yeah, you're gonna see them come out. You're gonna see people
over and over again, like it was another one yesterday, and I can guarantee you it wasn't nothing new said in that one they did yesterday. I'm not gonna keep
the last 3 that we played, they repeated the same thing, and they've asked the same question every day. But again, I know what he's doing. He wants to keep it. He wants to keep it in the public eye because, like I said, news cycle. Dan, ain't no telling what Trump will do, and he'll knock this story right off of the front page. So basically, he's just trying to keep it fresh in people's minds. Now, remember, he hasn't been employed for a while now.
Who, Crump?
Yeah, Ben Crump ain't been
I
employed
actually
for a
got
while now.
and I got to look into it because I don't even remember the name, but I do know something came down my timeline this morning where he's on another case, but I don't think that case is as like out there as this one. But I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna pull it up, and we're probably gonna talk
But
about it.
it's been a while since
Yeah,
he's
it's
been
been
out
a
front.
while.
But
Yeah.
that's why he keeps bringing up other people's names and putting her in with them when it's apples to oranges. You know?
Right.
There was a lot of people saying no, no, no. There was a lot of people going, that's not true. This happened, that happened. You know, so this one is cut and dry. The only person that has admitted that he's guilty is the man that did it. Everybody else is like, nah, you're guilty, man. Sorry. Can't help you. Can't help you.
Right.
You know,
well,
it's to me, don't bring the circus where it doesn't need to be.
I mean, listen, don't get it twisted. Like, I get keeping it in the news and keeping awareness and all that type stuff. But to me, honestly, to keep bringing those kids, and now the last couple of things I see, the daughter ain't even present because she's having nightmares. The son, you could tell he's clearly traumatized. They keep getting him to speak. I mean, it's a such thing as doing too much. And even if you want to put on a press conference every other day, you having that family that family ain't been able to grieve yet.
No.
In my opinion.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to keep the outrage.
I know it's supposed to all be it for their good, but in all honesty, it's for his good. But I'm just leaving it at that. I'm just leaving it because, like you said, the more they win, the more he makes. So.
Yep.
But I hate how people are used as pawns in these situations. I hate that in these situations, such as a person being, unalived by a cop, how it gets sensationalized, and a lot of times the memory of the victim is sort of kind of underplayed, and what happened is overplayed, and you don't really know like. It's just a lot when it comes to this type stuff with me. I just can't. And I think, like I say, a lot of people are used as pawns.
Well, my thing is, stop playing in the gray area. Stop making innuendo. Stop saying half things and then cutting it off because it gives a better perspective or a more dire perspective. Say what it is. The facts alone in this case is enough for people to go, this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. But this isn't a case of a judgment. This isn't a case of, I feared for my life. Nothing in this case says that man should have feared for his life other than you walked to it. And we said that how many times? If you're so scared, why are you walking forward? You should be walking back. It's not like you couldn't have took that shot from the door. Basically, all I'm saying is
that Miss Ann said that is so sad. Why do people call him? Because he get the money.
Yeah,
he get the money.
Trust me. They're not calling him. He's calling them. They're not calling him. He's calling them.
Because see, the thing about it is they don't have to. He's not a mandatory person in these cases. These people reach out to him because this is what he do.
Yeah.
I mean, they can call anybody like Al Sharpton. He even was in one of the press conferences, and I'm thinking like, where you came from?
Well, he ever since Tawana Brawley, he don't step out on these cases too much. But he'll say his piece, but he's not taking lead in them. But all I'm saying is, he could have backed out that door, and if she came running out that door with that pot of water, he would have been justified. But that's not what happened. He didn't try to back up. He went to the water.
He had to make it. He had to, and this is the thing, and this is probably why the grand jury slapped his ass, because You tried to cover. If you was right in everything you did and you felt justified, you lied 2 to 3 minutes after it. You lied after you pulled the trigger. You sat there and told your partner. You was trying to, like you said, that coach him or low key try to tell him what to say. You immediately started lying. But if you felt like you was right and you was justified, why the immediate lying? Why? But anyway, I told y'all how we're going to handle this from here on out. I appreciate y'all supporting this live today. And I tried to get caught up, y'all, because I know I was behind. So like I say, if I see anything else that I need to talk about that we have not already discussed, of course, I'll bring it, y'all. But if not, we're going to do that memorial for her between now and when the weekend is out. And they're going to be it until something else happens on the case, okay? We're going to get back into the Crosby case, and we also gonna get into that one Miss Margie asked me about, because I do have that saved too as well. That being said, thank you, D-True, for hitting the link. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Trey too as well. All right. We did 3 hours, which is what I wanted to do. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. I got a live schedule for those that don't know on the at the Nasty channel. D-True, you're gonna have to come up with another name for my channel.
It's the Nasty Channel.
You can't keep calling it that, because now I'm calling it that. Ain't that right? Thank you, Silas. Oh, hold on. I see you later, Silas. Thank you. Silas, keep up the good work, girl. I've been keeping up with you, even though I've been MIA. I've been seeing you, girl. Do your thing, girl. But anywho, I'm gonna get out here for right now. Y'all get some stuff done before I come back later on. Thank you, Sonya. Thank y'all so much for supporting these lives. Y'all know how much they mean to me.
Bye.
Bye, Trey. Don't let me drop you. I'm gonna drop you, Trey. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I couldn't even drop him quick enough. So wrong with him. All right, y'all. I wonder if he was charged for killing that deer in the police chase after the chase was suspended. I don't know. Thank you, Greg.
He wasn't charged, but he was fired for it. And he got scolded. They've been playing that shit was funny.
I saw that too, but I didn't want to get into that.
That's what they were talking about when he wrote up the report, and he left out a whole bunch of stuff, or he lied about stuff.
He ignored orders and he lied in his police report.
Yeah, and that's what they got him for, and that's why he said, "I'm calling you out on your integrity," because he lied about why he followed them. He lied about why he initiated the chase, and then he lied about he never heard them say discontinue the chase, because it got up to speeds of 110. So that, I mean, they're supposed to disengage once it reaches speeds of 80. And depending on where it is, like the highway 80, you're fine. But if it's rural areas, you don't need to be going that fast. So he did get reprimanded for that, and that's what he was going to get fired for. But he resigned before they fired him. You're on mute still.
Yeah, I'm looking. I know I was on mute. Okay. All right, y'all. I see y'all what's today? Yeah, I see y'all tomorrow morning on this channel. Not sure what we're gonna be covering yet. I got 2 decisions. Well, I got 2 options. I know I'm not gonna do the memorial for this tomorrow. It's probably gonna be this weekend. But anywho, I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Until next time, no, I'll see y'all later on the other channel. If y'all haven't watched that movie, Mia Culpa, if you can, watch it before 7. We're gonna be talking about that movie tonight, y'all. So with that being said, D-Truth, thank you again. I cannot find I'm looking for something, y'all. That's why I was on mute. Oh, there it is. You know what? Yeah, I gotta let this case go for a minute. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all. We out. See y'all later. Love you.